It's okay. Off your mic, it's okay. Off your mic,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun diary, diary politico. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. ẹ̀sìn tó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ra jù. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tó gba rìbá, Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ra kì, Máyégún ti dé. Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Máyégún Live. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, brethren, as you are joining this broadcast, make sure you read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast as well. Like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them all that Máyégún today. And thank you very much again for joining me this hour. Tonight shall be the continuation of the series from the coward called Afe Babanlaole, the 95-year-old crooked lawyer whose criminality, corruption has been exposed to generations that will likely be deceived into seeing him as an iconic figure, a role model, and whatever it is, the reputation that the criminal has built for decades, the reputation that he believes, reputation of criminality, reputation of manipulation, reputation of, arm twisting of the judicial system in Nigeria, the reputation that the old crook is afraid to lose or get exposed while in his last dying days. I have ordered my own book, and God willing, it will be shared on this platform when I take the delivery of that. However, the people behind this whole shenanigans, power-drunk tussle, are already unraveling themselves. It has now become the fight, indirectly, the fight of thiefnubu's lapdog, the illegitimate Police IG. Let me tell you something before we delve into this fully. Nigeria is a place that you can class as a fraud that lasted longer than it was envisaged or it was planned to last. Nigeria is a place where meritocracy doesn't really count. Okay? Nigeria is a place where if you begin to probe and question the source of wealth of majority of the people that parade themselves as successful people in that contraption, you will realize that they are career criminals from all sectors. Nigeria is a place where saying the truth is a total abomination. In fact, Nigeria is a place where you are expected, right, to keep your mouth shut. Family members, friends, neighbors, colleagues, call them. They would possibly stay away from you if you become someone who just wants to say the truth. Because the truth in Nigeria will never take you anywhere other than prison or grave. Your family member can disown you if you choose the pathway of saying the truth. Your friend, even your own loved ones, including possibly your wives or your husband, can disown you if your truth is considered, well, it will be considered as harmful to them. That is that Nigeria. It is a place where people believe that, trading in lies, deceit is an act of being smart. To them, just watch your mouth because you don't know who is going to help you. Don't say things that will make your helper stay away from you. So because of this, Yoruba says, "Olóòótọ́ kò kí ń lẹ́ni." That means he who chooses the path of truth is not expected to have many friends, because your truth to them may deny them all the opportunities that they don't normally merit. Meritocracy in Nigeria is a pipe-born dream. So if you choose to challenge the criminals in authority, it is not going to hand you many friends, though, even though it will hand you real friends. If you are going to have 10 friends and you choose to be a truth sayer, the ones that confront the supposed rich, elite, the powerful, it would not hand you friends, many friends, but it will likely hand you real friends. And that is why today you will see the same victims of bad governance on the sides of the oppressors. You will see the same set of people who are the victims of oppression, right? They are comfortable with it. To them, the known evil works for them as long as they are not the immediate or direct victims of that oppression right away. But they are. Yes, you are. If you choose to say it the way it is, you are likely going to hand more enemies from the same people that you think you are speaking for. That is why Mayegun, I have told you many times and I'll keep telling you, I do not stand or sit here to fight for anybody's rights. I do not sit here to speak for anyone other than myself. Because you know something, at the end of the day, whether you talk, you will die. Whether you don't talk, you will die. So why don't you just talk and die? And I choose to talk and die in my own way. However, you see those people who chooses not to. This is the Nigeria you have to do, where even those who are not outspoken, they do not condemn or criticize the powerful, the people in government. But Nigeria continue to take their blood. There have been so many people who have died from preventable death in that contraption. They didn't criticize government. They did not criticize anybody. They did not speak against anyone. But Nigeria happened to them anyway. At the point of their death, I wish they would probably say to themselves that I wish I have actually spoken against the terrible situation of this country. If I knew that Nigeria would happen to me and I'm going to end up like this. If you go to Nigeria prison, you will see so many innocent people who have been locked up for years. The reason is because they are poor, or they do not have the right connection, or they didn't pay the right bribe. They have been locked up many times. Many have spent years for the crimes they didn't commit through the judicial system that is so corrupt that will never be the last hope of a common man. So when people tell you to watch your mouth so that you can live long, it doesn't work in Nigeria. Nigeria is not a place where whether you keep short or you are talking, that you are safe. We are all victims waiting to happen. Why not choose to talk? Dele Farotimi chooses to talk, where others will prefer to be quiet and silent, suffer quietly. And speaking out, indeed, has made him more enemies, the ones he knows and the ones he doesn't know. So when he came out and wrote the book against Afe, no, it wasn't just against Afe Babanlaole, it was only mentioned in the whole thing. It was mentioned in his of his role in corrupting the Nigeria judiciary, the process where so many other senior lawyers in Nigeria have played their different roles in destroying Nigeria, in legitimizing criminality, legitimizing corruption, and giving birth to a seriously corrupt judicial system that everybody is now a victim of, the Nigerian judicial system. So Afe Babanlaole, the coward, Afe Babanlaole, the coward, a supposed senior lawyer who knows that if somebody says something he didn't like, he should take them to court. is a coward. Something that I believe he has done severally. Because this time around, it is Dele Farotimi. That is why all of us are talking about it today. Believe me, a lot of people have possibly suffered in the hands of the likes of Afe Babanlaole, the old crook, the old rogue, the old criminal, who chooses to use the Nigerian corrupt police in kidnapping a supposed critic. Now, listen to me. If somebody says something about you and you consider it libel, here you get now. Somebody says something about you. I am not saying that whether you are a rich man or a poor man, if somebody says something that is libelous against you, then you shouldn't fight it. Fight it. What you should do, number one, like I've said it before here, whether you want to charge them for criminal defamation or civil libel, whatever it is you want to charge them for, you do not, even if you have to write the police, what the police will do in most cases, or should do, will be what? Invite this individual. Come, we have received a petition against you, and we want you to respond to it. Now, if you go back to the police and say, well, I stand by what I said, the next thing will be for the police to say, well, you, Mr. Petitioner, this is your chance. You can take this to court now, not to the police, because police can't really do anything. Okay? And then the legal case, the legal battle can start. But in Nigeria, that is not how they do it. If you are not one of their senior crooked Afe Babanlaole, you can easily just go to the police and just bribe them to go and kidnap that person for you. And once they kidnap them, you can use the opportunity at the same time to use the corrupt judiciary in denying them bail. Defamation or no defamation is a bailable offense, even if it's an offense at all. If police arrest you for defaming somebody and they take you to court, the court will give you bail and say, okay, now let's start the case so that you can put up your defense against this allegation. But the move by this old criminal, old crooked lawyer, Afe Babanlaole, was to use a corrupt system, okay, the Nigerian police, and then the judiciary, where a corrupt judge was on hand to deny a bailable offense so that they can lock that person up. So today, the Police IG in Abuja, they have now filed an extra charges, extra 12, I think it's actually 13 charges. Afe Babanlaole is yet to sue Dele. For your information, in Ekiti, where the police of Ekiti came to Lagos to kidnap Dele Farotimi, Afe Babanlaole, the lawyer, didn't sue Dele. It is the police that is suing Dele Farotimi in Ekiti for defending Afe Babanlaole. Now, the Police IG in Abuja has also instituted another case on behalf of the coward, the old rogue, Afe Babanlaole, the senior lawyer who is protecting his image. Is my image I built for image where will build the baboshi, the image of robbing the system, deceiving the gullible ones. Abi, calling yourself who?
Even the one you talk about, our crude oil in the facilities abroad, you know. During Buhari's administration, I'm aware, 2 teams were sent to China. They came back and confirmed that we have crude oil there. Later, NNPC hired Afe Babanlaole to go on television, advertise on the papers that the whistleblower is a liar, that nothing like that happened.
That is who Afe Babanlaole is. In fact, I am doing one piece as we speak. I am putting together some research on him. All his roles. The role of Afe Babanlaole in helping the different corrupt regimes in Nigeria in helping them to legitimize their corruption. Okay, invalidating the corruption allegation against some of these agencies, including the NNPC. He did that too. They paid him very well. I just don't know how much they paid him. When they stole Nigerian crude oil, and the crude oil was traced to China. Afe Babanlaole he went on TV and he said the person who blew the whistle was a liar. Because it's Afe Babanlaole, sure you get, he must be saying the truth. Or he must be he's a respected legal luminary. Sure you get. But they paid him to go on TV. He even put up adverts on newspapers using his own name, his own image to cover up a lie. Guess what? Last, China said, well, it is true. We received some stolen crude oil from Nigeria. Unfortunately, they agreed to pay the money. But when they paid the money for the stolen crude oil, which Afe Babanlaole claimed was a lie, when they paid the money, it was Malamun, the Attorney General of Nigeria, that was your Minister of Justice at the time. Remember? And the money disappeared. The same way the crude oil disappeared. They found other crude oil stolen from Nigeria by the NLC scribe, the NLC of that time, of this Mele Kiario, the same NLC. So I'm doing a piece on him. I'm putting together some of this research so that when I come here, I can give you the list of his criminality. But I bet I will see more from Dele Farotimi's book. They are afraid. He said that Dele Farotimi will be freed. That's what Afe Babanlaole said now. He said Dele Farotimi will be freed if he can prove all the allegations against him in his book. And Dele Farotimi said, I can prove everything against you, you this old crook. I can. And because he wouldn't want that to happen, so he decided to use the corrupt system in Nigeria to kidnap him and then lock him up. And guess those who are celebrating that? The Ronukus, the Ronu Nazis, home and abroad. They are now lawyers, okay? Who are now kind of, some of them are even saying, Dele Farotimi will spend 10 years in jail because they control the judiciary, of course. And to them, like they did with Omoyele Sowore, they believe that if you ever criticize the APC, egbekegbe, it doesn't matter how it looks. We will look for something and use the corrupted judiciary to lock you up forever. Now, take a look at this. These are the new charges, right? That the Nigerian police are now charging Dele Farotimi, which means their plan is to make sure that the Dele Farotimi is not freed anytime soon, so that they can run a media campaign, an endless media campaign, okay, against him. Tell you a lot of stories. The what do you call them? The influencers that they are paying on social media, so that they can have few days for the next 1, 2, 3 months, okay, and then it will present itself as if, oh, Dele Farotimi is guilty. Oh, he lied against Afe Babanlaole. So he won't have that chance, you get, of, here are the charges. Let's start from that. The Police IG, Inspector General of Police, Federal High Court of Nigeria in Ekiti, because the one they are currently charging him for at the Ekiti Magistrate Court, it's like that one is not holding water. Okay, they don't think that is going to last. At the Magistrate Court, no, let's go to High Court, and it's now the Police IG. They said that you, Dele Farotimi, on the 28th of August 2024, knowingly and intentionally transmitted communication in an online interview on Mic On podcast by Seun Okinbaloye on your YouTube channel, in respect of a book authored and published by you titled Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System, wherein you stated in the interview that Afe Babanlaole corrupted the judiciary, which you know to be false information. So they are now saying they are charging him, you have committed an offense contrary to and punishable under section 24(1)(b) of crimes, cyber crimes, prohibition, prevention, etc. Act 2015 as amended. Count 2, that you, Dele Farotimi, in that same interview, right, or with Seun Okinbaloye, in respect of a book authored and published, blah, 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 you violated or committed an offense contrary, they said that Afe Babanlaole corrupted the judiciary with the intention of bullying and harassing the named persons, thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 24A of Cyber Crimes Prohibition Prevention Act. Count 3, same thing, that you, Dele Farotimi, on the 2nd of December, which was 3 days ago, remember that interview of Dele Farotimi, that you intentionally sent a message in the course of a press conference held online on your YouTube channel, that it came to my knowledge that there is a charge preferred before a court in Ekiti against me at the instance of Chief Afe Babanlaole. This charge has been fraudulently preferred, hidden from view, which is true, and the court had purportedly demanded my presence multiple times, and I failed to appear before the court. Here you get now. Now, he is a lawyer, and there was never a time Ekiti court or Ekiti judge sent any summon to Dele Farotimi. Not a single summon was sent by any court. But guess what? The court claimed that Afe Babanlaole has been summoning Dele Farotimi, and Dele Farotimi did not show up. So because of that, they can now ask the police to go and kidnap him. Do you get that now? So, and because of this, according to Police IG, they said, you have committed an offense contrary to and punishable under section 2(1). They said, which you know to contain false information for the purpose of causing breakdown of law and order. They said Dele Farotimi's interview 3 days ago could cause a public breakdown of law and order. The police. So, count 5. Again, they said on the 2nd of December, you intentionally sent a message in the course of a press conference. All right. So they are quoting what he said in his press conference, that it came to my knowledge that there is a charge preferred against me. Now they said he, with the intention of bullying and harassing the named persons, thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under section 24A of Cyber Crimes Prohibition Prevention Act of 2015 as amended. Count 5, that you, Dele Farotimi, on 28th of August 2024, knowingly and intentionally transmitted communication in an online blah 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 YouTube channel, Nigeria and its criminal, in respect of a book, right? Nigeria and its criminal justice system, wherein you stated in the interview that if Afe Babanlaole is the only person licensed to enjoy that level of impunity, that is different. So that you have committed an offense contrary to and punishable under section 24, cyber crimes. Count 6, the same thing. You have committed a crime under cyber crime. You were bullying. Count 7, that's you, Dele Farotimi, on that same YouTube on the 24th of August. So they are using, what do you call it? The interview we had on Seun Okinbaloye, open mic or mic on, okay? Said, and I sued him for libel. And when I sued him for libel, the machines of corruption went into overdrive, and the case that should never have been killed at the preliminary stage was killed with the intention of bullying and harassing the named person. So the coward, this old rogue, ran to the police, okay, and asking the police. He's supposed to lawyer. He was supposed to be the one to draft his own charge. That old man was supposed to be the one to draft his own charges. Okay? His lawyers were supposed to be the ones suing Dele Farotimi. But the coward ran to the police and asked the police to do the job for him. So the police is now the one suing Dele Farotimi. Do you understand that? The coward old man is hiding behind the police. That the police, so please, police, help me. This person, he has bullied me. He has bullied me online. Can you please help me sue him? So the case of Dele Farotimi, it is now the case is now like Dele Farotimi versus the Police IG, the legal Police IG in Nigeria. And you know that Dele Farotimi has been a very huge pain in their ass, right? A huge one for that matter. And if APC, egbekegbe, want to take any pound of flesh around this time, right? This is their opportunity. An opportunity they probably have been longing for until now. So all of this, Dele Farotimi would have a chance to defend himself. But you know something? It is not about him defending himself. No. It's not about that. The most important thing is that they want to show him the power that they wield. But you know somebody like Dele Farotimi, somebody of his caliber, like David Undenyi described him. Everything you see on camera of Dele is the same thing you are going to see off camera. He is someone who believes that if you want to fight these monsters, if you want to fight these criminals, you can't fight them in hiding. You have to face them frontally. He knew this was going to happen. And that is why when you see the cowards, the coward dies many times before they even die. The humbled slaves, the sophisticated morons, the voluntary slaves in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, who possibly feels like standing up against or standing up to all these rogues, the elites in Nigeria, okay, is like causing trouble. They would rather lick their asses and keep quiet. So to Dele Farotimi, he should be punished for being that daring. He was a smart guy. Before this whole thing, he got his intel and he told us ahead of time.
It came to my knowledge that there is a charge that had been fraudulently preferred against me before a court in Ekiti State at the instance of Chief Afe Babanlaole. This charge had been fraudulently preferred, hidden from view, and the court had purportedly demanded my presence multiple times, and I had failed to appear before this court. And this court had then proceeded to issue a bench warrant for my arrest. This is classic Afe Babanlaole. I detailed his corruptive influence in my book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. And what he has done is exactly what he has always done in hiding, but he has done it this time again. And the calculations were that I would have been picked up, taken before this judge who must have either been compromised or misled in Ekiti. And I would have been remanded in prison custody for being somebody who was meant to face trial and who had refused to bring himself to court. I am reliably informed that social media influencers had been paid to spin these narratives after my arrest. Human rights activists have been positioned to start speaking after my arrest, including one Adaya. High offices in this country have been compromised in pursuit of my persons. High offices, from the Inspector General's office, because the police have been subverted. The Attorney General of the Federation needs to examine himself because his office has been somehow linked to this as well. I do not know if the presidency is directly involved in this, and I will not make frivolous charges. But high offices have been subverted in pursuit of a criminal purpose. I have committed no crime, done nothing wrong. If I have committed any wrong for which the state requires my attendance in a court or at a police station, they know exactly where I live. I will live only once, but I will not live cowering to any man. Let us be clear. If and when I have a charge to answer before a court, you all know where I live. I'm not hiding, and I'm not running away from anybody. Let us be very clear about that. I will never run away from Nigeria. We all have to pretend that we are in a democracy, and we have to pretend that we are citizens, and we have to pretend that we are a country ruled by law. And by all means, you will pretend that we are. I have done nothing. And if I have a charge that should be preferred against me, bring it on. I'm happy to come to court to have my day. If there is a crime, there must be justice, not only for the person who is aggrieved. There must be justice for the accused. And there must also be justice for the system. This is not how to build a rule-based system, where the system itself becomes so criminal that policemen were engaged in criminality.
Just exactly how he said it. The whole script is playing out right now. He said, this court, our judge, that was either being hired, recruited for this purpose, or is being misled, was telling people that Dele Farotimi had case in his court filed by Afe Babanlaole, and there is no record of any case filed by Afe Babanlaole in any court in Ekiti. There was no single case against Dele Farotimi in Ekiti until when they kidnapped him. It was after they kidnapped him that they hurriedly presented him in front of a magistrate court in Ekiti. And the magistrate court as well denied his bail, adjourned the case until the 10th of December. So where is the court case against Dele Farotimi in Ekiti prior to 2 days ago? Not a single one. Not a single court. Meanwhile, they've already set up the narrative that there was a case against him. He did not show up. So that is why the court has issued a bench warrant of arrest for him. The criminal policemen that kidnapped him, they did not present any documents, any court document that is wanted by any court. They kidnapped him, and then they took him to Ekiti. The following day, they presented him in front of a magistrate court. Just exactly how Dele Farotimi said it was going to play out is how it is playing out now. The police IG is involved. They are going to charge him for criminal, this, criminal, that on behalf of Afe Babanlaole. And he said that's exactly how Afe Babanlaole has been operating. If you cross his path, it will bite you. It doesn't matter whether you are right or wrong. It will bite you. It will use the system. He has been doing it. That not only are lawyers afraid of him, Afe Babanlaole, lawyers are afraid of him. Politicians are also afraid of him. He is considered the richest man in Ekiti, as well as the most powerful man from Ekiti. So you need to be very careful. Don't cross Afe Babanlaole. Afe Babanlaole, Afe Babanlaole, it can destroy you. It can destroy your career. It can, it can send you to jail. I mean, it controls the This is the exact thing that Dele Farotimi wrote in his book. And that's the exact thing that is playing out right now. Now, the police IG, 2 days later, the police IG don't take over the case. They are now charging Dele Farotimi with cybercrime, including treason. Yeah. Cybercrime, bullying, harassment on behalf of Afe Babanlaole. And of course, thiefnubu President DOC is involved now. And now it's just one simple phone call. It's all concluded. Let's teach that boy a lesson. Am I worried, Baba? Am I worried? We'll teach him a lesson. And the point is not to bring him to court. You see all these charges, It is not to fight any case. So you understand? The day that one of them will mistakenly grant Dele Farotimi bail, they will stop coming to court. Yeah, they can use their courts now to deny him bail. They can keep him there for months. And those of you who are pretty much like a pure cowards, who thinks that you are a free person because you are walking about right now, but you are not free. You are worse than the prisoners that they locked up somewhere. Dele Farotimi knows who is fighting right now is fighting the system, or the system is fighting him, is fighting back. And guess what? The point here is that they are making it obvious that Dele Farotimi's book is not only exposing Afe Babanlaole, it is exposing the judiciary, the corruption in Nigeria judiciary. So you can imagine that this is not Afe Babanlaole alone now. There are so many unseen hands that Dele Farotimi's book has exposed. And somehow, it is time to teach him a lesson. They may even go as far as debarring him. Yeah, they can say, Dele Farotimi is no longer a lawyer. He has been debarred. So you should begin to see beyond Dele Farotimi and Afe Babanlaole now. It is the institutions, so it is the establishment right now. When Dele Farotimi came to London last year, and they were talking about the death of democracy in Nigeria, he delivered this amazing speech. And I've brought that back to us this evening. Just a refresher to let you know the kind of person Dele Farotimi is. Don't cry for him. Cry for yourselves and your liberty. Because as for Dele, he saw all of this coming. The people that are keeping him, they are the cowards that are not bold enough to face him in the court. When he sued Afe Babanlaole for libel, he has already sued him before. Afe Babanlaole used this influence. Number one, there is no judge, there is no court that want to listen to the libel case against Afe Babanlaole from Dele Farotimi. They were avoiding it. Last, at the preliminary argument stage, they said, no, we cannot entertain this case. They threw it out. A well-evidence case against this Afe Babanlaole from Dele Farotimi, Nigerian courts did not want to listen to it. Now, the same Nigerian court, right, is through the Nigerian police. They want to criminally, imprison Dele Farotimi. It's not because they have any argument. They don't want arguments about. They do not have any argument to argue. It is just to start what they normally do. Adjournment. Just keep him in that prison for now. Keep him there. So the same Nigerian police that's also bad. They have banned any public gathering. No protest, no gathering, anywhere. People are already organizing now to actually take it on them, swamp them from the 10th, from next week, Tuesday, to swamp them. Now, the Nigerian police, scared police, they ban protests. I don't know how that is going to go, but we are on it. Dele Farotimi on the death of democracy in that contraption.
I'll struggle and try my best to make myself anybody in Nigeria what hearing. So what was happening? So I decided that I'll situate the question within the context of the theme. Nigeria will try, does democracy matter? So if you ask me what was happening, I imagine that you're asking what was happening with Nigerian democracy. So I will take it from that point. I think what was happening before now is that Nigerian democracy, and don't worry, we'll time it is over by the time we are coming to the end. I've got 20 minutes, I'm not likely to use them, don't worry. I enjoy the time of my words, so I'll keep it short. So what was happening is very simple. Prior to 2023 election, what has been happening since 1999 is that the Nigerian people have grown largely despondent about our democracy. We'll define it later, don't worry. Our democracy is peculiar in Nigeria. It's not the same as yours. So we will explain that. So what's been happening is that the people have lost interest. They abandoned it. It became a space that was abandoned largely to the people who have taken over that space today, the charlatans, those who do not have the interest of the Nigerian people. Because the only thing that you will not find on their mind are the interests of the people. And this is clearly evidenced by everything you see when you look around Nigeria. The putrefaction you see, the decadence, the extreme poverty in the midst of plenty, the complete lack of ambition, what you would see in Nigeria was happening, and it was largely bedded in the pot of apathy. Now, that apathy was gotten out of a lack of faith in the system to deliver on its promise of free and fair election. That was one. But it was also found in the knowledge that the political class, and I stretch the bound of credibility when I use the word political and class in relation to the ruiners of Nigeria, it became evident to the people that regardless of which one of the parties happens to be in power, nothing ever changes about the lot of the people. It remained poor, it remained brutish, insecurity was normal. Whoever was in power, there was never going to be power. So the only thing that was certain for the Nigerian was that regardless of which one of the many political parties might be in power at any point in time, nothing was going to change. So in the midst of this, the Nigerians were generally disenchanted and disconnected from the system. In 2015, or in the lead up to the 2015 election, you had a coalition of men. I used to call them the thinking thieves and the unthinking thieves. The thinking thieves were generally those who were governing the state of Lagos. There is always a pretense that some work was being done. They will paint the bad roads, and they did a pretty good job of holding the press, influencing the press to give the impression that something was being done. So they were thinking thieves. They would at least have a genuine budget, even though they would merely put the budget headings, and they would spend the money without doing the work. They would build dilapidated buildings. They would build roads that do not exist. They would concession public properties without regard. They were the thinking thieves. They were lazy. And then you had the unthinking thieves who were 16 years in power and really didn't care much about anything, any thoughts. They didn't pretend that they were stealing. They were simply stealing. And in 2015, with the promise of change, the Nigerian people were deceived. The All Progressive Congress was formed, but the only thing progressive about that party has been the progression in stealing and the putrefaction of the Nigerian people. The complete dissipation of hope and the almost total loss of any illusion that Nigeria would be kept together without radical changes taking place. It took 7 years for the Nigerian people to come to the realization of the fact that something new had to happen. And that something new was what you saw in the lead up to the 2023 elections. The people of Nigeria took a decision to change things. So I come to the second part of what I've been asked to speak to. What happened? A coalition of the disadvantaged in Nigeria came together. When I say coalition, I'm speaking specifically to all the victims of Nigeria across the length and breadth of Nigeria. Because those who have benefited from the ruination of Nigeria come from across the length and breadth of Nigeria. They are not divided by ethnicity. They are not divided by religion. And they couldn't care less sometimes even about gender. They are united in their purpose, and their singular purpose is the ruination of Nigeria to their own benefits and to the benefit of those who have aided them in the ruination of Nigeria. So what happened was that those who have began to realize the commonalities of their afflictions. And in the lead up to that election, several persons across the length and breadth of Nigeria, not even working together or in concert with each other, found commonalities. So a lot of us went out there and were convincing the people to go out and register to vote. The fact that the Nigerian state had exposed itself shamelessly on October 20, 2020 at Lekki Toll Gate, where it shamelessly murdered an untold number of Nigerian youth, helped to mobilize the youth to become interested in the election. Because in the absence of the legitimate, I will struggle and try my best to make myself.
That was DF in London, giving the backstory or the background story to how what happened in 2023 came by or happened. And then how the ruling class, the lawyers, the bankers, the politicians, and the rest of their clans, gang up easily, came together and truncated that revolution, in which majority of them got so rewarded, and they are still being rewarded as we speak for making that happen. It could have been the damnation of their coven, their court, the court of as he put it, the ruiners of that contraption. And it is also the closest that they were to their end. Something they didn't see coming. That is what happened there in 2023, last year. Dele Farotimi is one ardent, supporters of the change in status quo in that contraption. And that, which all started from his membership of Afe. Afe is Yoruba socio-political group that thiefnubu of all people felt he had the right to win their endorsement. But unfortunately for him, he didn't get that endorsement from the Yoruba Afe. And that sort of threw him like off his feet. Like, what? Could I not get endorsement of Afe? Why would that, So the likes of Dele Farotimi, Pa Olu Adebanjo, they automatically became enemies to thiefnubu's political adventure. The one that he once told all of them that whatever money cannot do, more money will do it. That money failed. It's only that the corrupt system at the time was not really ready for what was about to happen to them. And they had to unite at the last minute to save themselves. Because a lot could have happened. It could have been the end of the establishment if they had let that movement sweep them all off at the time. It was a shock. A shock that a lot of them have now vowed that it will never happen again. The brutality that was unleashed on people was so monumental enough that today, if you call yourself obedient, you are in the cycle of the ruiners of Nigeria. You are considered a mini terrorist because you have become a terror to them, who defied all sort of force of nature, all logic according to them, completely away from their normal pattern of setting things up and things playing out at the end. So Dele Farotimi and many like him, they are not many, have been marked for destruction. So this is an opportunity for them. And it doesn't matter how it looks. It just has to be done. And this is no longer, like I said, it is not just about Afe Babanlaole, the entire establishment will come for every one of us. Every one of us that spoke out and still speaking out against this rotten establishment, against these criminals, they would come for all of us. I know I'm going to have my own day. Do you know that? And I'm not afraid of that. You know? And that is why if you are afraid of death, you probably will be, you'll be a walking corpse even before you finally meet that death. So why don't you try and live first? You have a chance to live now. So why don't you just live right? Why don't you just live in a way that even if you have to die, at the last minutes of that, your death, you can probably be proud of yourself and say, well, at least I lived. I didn't live like a coward. And that's exactly what Dele Farotimi is. Do not feel sorry for him. Do not feel, no. He saw this coming. He did see it coming. Listen to the another part of that presentation in London last year.
The absence of the legitimacy of protests, peaceful protests, with the government making it clear that it has no shame or even any restraint about killing Nigerians, and the international community shamelessly looking on why this was happening without saying a word. And when it said anything, it merely whimpered in your parliament in Britain here. Togenhard was busy telling us about how Gowon brought half of Nigeria's treasury to this country, telling us that Britain was effectively a recipient of stolen property. So that's another ballgame entirely. But the point is that we came to realization of the fact that we are the ones who are going to have to sort out our own mess. So across the length and breadth of Nigeria, people got together in the knowledge that they had to do something. And they began to form little cells. And this happened on the 25th of February. Bola Ahmed Tinubu could not get 20% of the votes in Lagos State. That was what happened. That is a fact. No amount of oro that they might carry, and that man sat there wearing hat, pretending not to hear. Rosemary of Tinubu. He was the one who forced them to start carrying oro. That was the extent of their fear. That was fear. They were so afraid by the result they saw on the 25th of February that they were ashamed to bring out all manner of tribal and ethnic divisions, religious divisions, all manner of hatred were recognized in broad daylight. The diplomatic community were there. Unashamedly, some of you in the diaspora were busy clapping this nonsense on. And I look at all of you and I wonder, how do you complain or speak or condemn racism if you, in your own country, if you in your own country cannot see another person as a wedge? That was what happened in Nigeria. So when you ask what happened, that was what happened. The people found the commonalities of their affliction and they delivered a crushing defeat to the ruling NNPC on the 25th of February. And after that happened, what then happened? INEC, under Professor Yakubu Mahmoud. These people remember his name, but will not remember him for good. Because what he did is out there in the public space. Those who wish to deodorize the skunk might call it any other thing, but the truth of the matter is that the man in question most shamelessly compromised the integrity of Nigerian election. I was up and I witnessed the election. I voted around 8:43 on the day, PM. The election was tallied at my polling unit around 1:43 a.m. My fellow residents in my neighborhood brought generators, candles, and everything to ensure that I was able to do his job. Everybody did their job. The Nigerians, every one of us did our job. The only people who failed us, INEC. That was what happened. So they now told me, so what will happen? To know what will happen, we have to address the fundamentals that His Excellency mentioned in passing. And fundamentals are important. I'm a Yoruba man. The Yoruba nation is a very old one. It precedes the Nigerian nation. And it's probably as old as the English. I'm proud to say that. My master, if you are here, it's back before Christ. So let's be clear about that. And one of our fundamental proverbs says this. He says, you say to the crippled, your load is imbalanced. And he says, why are you looking to the load on my head? Why don't you address the imbalance at the base? What will happen? I'll tell you. Nigeria is not possessed of the Constitution. You know, His Excellency was busy talking about the sanctity of the Constitution. Nigeria is not possessed of the Constitution. Nigeria is governed by a decree. It is known as Decree 24 of 1999. It was the parting gift of the military junta that rules Nigeria. The Constitution of Nigeria does not flow from the will of the Nigerian people. So the Nigerian is essentially not a citizen. He is a subject. Citizenship does not fall on your lap. It's a function of evolution. The British evolved their citizenship. And you have to go back into the Magna Carta, dating back to, I think, 10 something. I'm not sure. I think it's about 10. I'm not sure that it's been a long time since I took courses in jurisprudence, but I do know that the basis of English or British citizenship is in the Magna Carta. It restrains the powers of the king and it forces him to be accountable for his powers. Every power given by law, the absence of the legitimate.
Thank you very much, DF. Nigeria has no law. Nigeria is not governed by law. Nigeria is governed by decree. Decree 24 of the Nigerian military. Decree 24 of 1999. That is what you call the 1999 Constitution. People have no say in it. And that is why you see all this demigod that you have in that contraption. That is why they believe that once you join their court, and people have said that many times, if you see the midst of the Nigerian lawyers or the senior ones, especially the senior ones, they are like the court group. They are there. They are the base, the foundation for everything that is wrong with that contraption, and that is the judiciary. It is that bad. So finally, before we move on to something else, right? What really triggers the establishment in Dele Farotimi's book, as well as his conversation with Seun Okinbaloye in August this year, is this particular part of that interview.
You particularly took on personalities and a very revered legal icon, Afe Babanlaole. You accused him of corrupting the Supreme Court. You accused him of libel. And you accused him of leveraging his influence in the judiciary to deny you justice. You made reference to a particular case. And you also dragged the likes of Mr. Pedro SAN in all of this argument. What exactly was the situation? And how can you defend what you have alleged in this book?
Like I have strived to explain, I am dealing with institutions and principalities within institutions. That I have had to deal with persons is by the way. They are collateral to my preoccupation. Now, anything I have said in relation to any one of them, I am perfectly happy to defend myself before any court of law, anywhere in the world. And the fact of the truth that I have told, they are all in the public space. They are in the public record. They are before the courts. I have not written this book to scandalize or to make money. In actual fact, every kobo derived from this book already pledged and donated to a foundation for autistic children. This is not for gain. But the truth is the truth is the truth. And it must be told without caring about names or reputations. If I have lied against persons, they are lawyers. As you said, Baba is the legal igu in Nigeria. They are the ones who planted the judiciary that we have today. And I know and they know what they did in the case under reference. And the facts of what they did, the malfeasance, is before the courts. They can't even, I don't even have to produce a single piece of paper. Everything is in the public space.
But it seems that person so revered as Afe Babanlaole,
yes,
it looks that you are impugning that image, that reputation built over the years. And I'm asking you to substantiate. Tell Nigerians on this platform what exactly was the case. How did he deny you justice through the system?
Seun,
Mr. Farotimi.
I wrote a book deliberately setting out the facts. I have also been very deliberate in my presentation and speaking about the book since I wrote it, to make sure that nobody is able to say that I have written the book with the intention of scandalizing persons. When I said Afe Babanlaole denied me justice, I laid out the substance of my allegation in the book that I have written. If I begin to deal with the nuts and bolts of it on your podcast or in the press, that's why you've never seen me tweet any part of the allegation or speak about it publicly. I've put it in a book. That is deliberate. It will outlive me and them. It is not beer parlor talk. It is me putting my words in writing. It is indelible. Nobody can touch it again. Before that book was written, my major prayer was that Afe Babanlaole should live to read that book, or at least have somebody read it to him, or at least have somebody tell him about it so that he's able to rebut, and nobody is going to turn around later on and claim that, why didn't you say this when he was alive? In actual fact, that was why I sued him in his lifetime, so that there would be record that I challenged him with the fact when he was alive. And thanks to God, the God who has given all of us life, he has preserved him as he has preserved me. Afe Babanlaole is alive and well. He is well able to challenge the facts as I have laid them out. So when I say that he denied me justice, even you who has read the book, let me just say this. How do you explain that the person who was the chairperson at my wedding was the judge, the chairperson at my wedding, who has not talked to me and has kept a distance and been very malicious towards me since 2003. She has never had a word to say to me. That was the person, my very first employer as a lawyer. That was the judge that the case was assigned to. My case against Afe Babanlaole was assigned to that judge.
And you think that you couldn't have gotten justice?
We have to read that book. Wow. I mean, how come I didn't actually really read the book? I am somebody who follows a lot of things like this. I would have picked on it. It was like when David Undeyin wrote the book of how he escaped being kidnapped from Nigeria by the agent of Nigerian government under Bukwari. I had to go and buy the book to read the whole process, all that happened. How did I miss that of Dele Farotimi. This is something I've been trying, I've been beating myself to for days now. We expect the likes of Afe Babanlaole and co, right, to possibly write their own rebuttal. Any section of the book, when Obasanjo wrote is my will, nobody tried to kidnap Obasanjo, especially all he said about so many personalities in Nigeria. None of them had the audacity to go and kidnap him or even sue him. They threatened to, some of them threatened to, but many others wrote different rejoinders in the newspapers, online, everywhere. No, that story, that thing Obasanjo said, it wasn't like that. That's not how it happened, and all of that stuff. So I expected, sorry, my watch, rather, I said my will. Obasanjo's My Watch. You remember that book? He accused a lot of people of corruption. He accused so many of them of treachery, some of them of treason. All the things that people did, that Obasanjo was aware of. He wrote it inside that is My Watch. Nobody kidnapped Obasanjo. Not a single person even sued him that he was lying. They all used all the mediums they had to debunk what he said. So many of them said that he lied, he's a lie, he's this, he's that. Sure you get. Nobody sued him for libel. Because Obasanjo belongs to the caucus of the ruiners of Nigeria. So not Dele. Dele doesn't enjoy that same privilege. Now we have to read the book. On this platform, we will read the book here. We want to know. Those of you who have already bought the book, you've read it, Abi. Don't worry. Now, all of us will now read the book on this platform. Latest by Tuesday, the 10th of December. Dele Farotimi said, this is fine. I mentioned names. Yeah, but this is beyond just names. You're talking about an institutionalized malfeasance, corruption, where justice is for the highest bidder. These are the guys who laid the foundation for what you call justice system in Nigeria. It is the rotten system that they are proud of, what they call their legacy. What legacy? Legacy of criminality. Legacy of injustice. That's not legacy. But rather, they want him shut down. They want the books. They want it confiscated. Nobody should buy the book. Anyone that buys the book, collect it from them and all that stuff. We will read the book going forward because Afe Babanlaole is a crook. He is a criminal. Like Dele Farotimi said, we are all happy that he lived long so that they can't say, oh, you are saying all of this when he is dead. He is alive. He is a criminal. And like Dele Farotimi also said, right, this documentation of what happened, they are in the public domain. This is not somebody waking up and just be like, okay, you did this to me. No. This whole information are in the public domain. Just like that of David Undeyi. Everything that happened to him, how he escaped from Nigeria, when he told us about the jihad for conflict, the people who are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria, how they brought the terrorism to Nigeria, and all the accomplices, in everything inside this book. And then they went for him. They wanted to kill him. Similarly, most of what, everything inside this book, they are already in the public domain. So not that somebody woke up one day and they started making up stories. And to you, the Rolukus, without you, there will never be all these criminals and the power they think they have. Dele Farotimi knows the establishment that is fighting him. Majority of you, the same people that are destroying Nigeria, destroying your lives, the lives of your loved ones, are those who are telling you that your problem is spiritual. Your problem is not spiritual. Nigeria problem is not spiritual. And we tell generations the names of those responsible for Nigeria's problem. So, care for yourselves and stop pretending that you care about those who chooses to confront the monsters, the beasts. You might be voluntary slaves, on-boot slaves, whether you are young or you are old. Everybody can be like you. Everyone can't live the life of a slavery like some of you have chosen to be quiet. Yet you are being killed systematically or systemically. They are killing you, destroying you. And you are turning to your God, your sky daddy, to come and help you. It won't help you. Whether you talk, you will die. If you don't talk, you will die. Why not just talk and die?
Even the one you talk about, our crude oil in the facilities abroad, during Buhari's administration, I'm aware, 2 teams were sent to China. They came back and confirmed that we have crude oil there. Later, NNPC hired Afe Babanlaole to go on television, advertise on the papers that the whistleblower is a liar, that nothing like that happened.
The same Afe Babanlaole, the old coward, legal luminary, that is so afraid to actually confront the person that exposed him and others, is using the police, the same criminal police. So yes, Dele Farotimi's book is still selling. If you haven't gotten one, you should go and get it. By Tuesday on this platform, we are all going to read it together. So it's better you have your copy with you, right? Don't just buy the book. Read it. And we will read it here. For those of you who probably will feel too lazy to read it, we will read it here. It will be on record, the content of it. I'm talking about dying. Today, Afe Babanlaole, Alhaji Muhyiddin Bello, passed on. You remember him? And until his death, he was never. I have seen some of these criminal politicians in Nigeria, from the north to the south, sort of talking about his death. He was this, he was that. It wasn't totally their friends. It wasn't their friend.
Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ bá gbọ́dọ̀ Yorùbá tí mò ń sọ ẹ túmọ̀ rẹ̀ fáwọn adájọ́ tí ò gbọ́ Yorùbá. Ẹ pé mo lólórí burúkú ni wọ́n ò ní sóríire láyé àtàlùkìyámà. Mo gbọ́ owó tẹ́nìkan kó jọ tóun nìkan kó jẹ́ ń jò ní mo sì dákú. Èé ti jẹ́ kí ni ó fi ṣe? Ọjọ́ mélòó ni ó fi lò? Ọdún mélòó ni ó ṣe láyé tí ó fi ná dúró owó yìí tán? La ilaha illallah. Ẹ fi ìyà jẹ mí ẹ̀ ní lu ayé lẹ́wọ̀n. Ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyámà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
He wasn't their friend. To him, he said, go and tell all the judges. Go and tell all the judges who don't understand Yoruba that they would all, they will not die well for covering up criminals in Nigeria. That he heard about, the money stolen by one of these lunatics called the public officials in Nigeria, and he fainted. Baba Bello has passed on now. He died at the age of 84. Babanlaole, Afe Babanlaole, is 95 years old. So he lived long enough to see all this shady criminality exposed to the younger generation. So if you are one of their humbled slaves online, you can continue to live in that your slavery, but there is a generation that will know these people for who they are. Even if they are, even when they are dead, there is a generation that will know them for who they are. For your information. Ẹ̀yin
tẹ́ ẹ bá gbọ́dọ̀ Yorùbá tí mò ń sọ ẹ túmọ̀ rẹ̀ fáwọn adájọ́ tí ò gbọ́ Yorùbá. Ẹ pé mo lólórí burúkú ni wọ́n ò ní sóríire láyé àtàlùkìyámà. Mo gbọ́ owó tẹ́nìkan kó jọ tóun nìkan kó jẹ́ ń jò ní mo sì dákú. Èé ti jẹ́ kí ni ó fi ṣe? Ọjọ́ mélòó ni ó fi lò? Ọdún mélòó ni ó ṣe láyé tí ó fi ná dúró owó yìí tán? La ilaha illallah. Ẹ fi ìyà jẹ mí ẹ̀ ní lu ayé nírọ̀rùn. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́
ẹ fi ìyà jẹ mí ẹ̀ ní lu ayé nírọ̀rùn. That means you will not live, if you are alive, you will not live in peace. And he was directing it at judges. Specifically, he was directing his causes at the judges. Because they are the ones covering up. In China, if you are caught stealing from the public, they will go and kill you. At their sentence. In Nigeria, they will give you a chieftaincy title. Because a judge is going to say, no, let him go. He's one of us. All you have to do is just to make sure that you have a connection with the likes of Afe Babanlaole, and they can cover you up. Have you heard? The NNPC, they have come out with another LAMBA. They said that Port Harcourt refinery is now working. It's working. Remember this guy on the right? Falano. Yeah, he is the one that took the supposed company that collected $1.5 billion to fix the Port Harcourt refinery. It took them to court that they must review the state of the job they have done. Now, that is him in a laughing photograph with Mele Kyari, the NNPC chairman. Okay? The one that told you that they are going to stop importation of fuel and they will be buying it from Dangote, only for them to go ahead and still import over 2.2 billion liters of petroleum to Nigeria. The same guy who took media guys to Port Harcourt last week, or is it about 2 weeks now? Right? So now he put it on social media that they did not say that Port Harcourt refinery is working fully. Baba, Port Harcourt refinery is actually two. One is 150,000 barrel refinery. Another one is 60,000 barrel refinery. The 60,000 barrel refinery is the one that they claimed have started working. And the news is like, Port Harcourt refinery is working. So what they are now saying is that they did not say that. They said the job is 70% completed. And they are now blending PMS there. A low sulfur, blah, 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 blah. That they are ready to take Falano there to go and see the 70% completion of the 60,000 barrel refinery. And in fact, the reason why you have not seen the Port Harcourt PMS in the market is because they just signed a deal with a Dubai-based petroleum. Let me see, they have a name for it. It's a Dubai-based Gulf Transport and Trading Limited. And they said that a Dubai-based Gulf Transport and Trading Limited is the one now buying the Port Harcourt PMSU. So a lot of people are now like, Abba, which kind of madness be this story along? You are supposed to serve the local market first. Reduce the cost of petroleum for people, which in itself will actually reduce the cost of other things as well. Now, Dubai, now they sell the Port Harcourt refinery, Port Harcourt petrol to now. Bikini Bugwele. Dubai they have their own oil. They have their own refineries. So, what is this? So, what they are now saying is that this Dubai-based Gulf Transport Trading is, so I went online. Okay, I went online to go and look that up. Gulf Transport Trading Limited. So it's Gulf Transport and Trading Limited, GTT. And I realized that they actually trade in PMS, LNG, and they have their customers all over the world, where it's like they supply finished products. And I checked on their partners. They do not have any partnership with the Nigeria NNPC or NNPCL. So I'm going to put them on the screen. Give me a sec. Okay, give me 1 sec. Let me put it on the screen. It's called Gulf Transport and Trading Limited. Right? And true to it, there is nothing that linked them with Nigeria. So I consider that as their another, what you call another LAMBA of theirs. So you can go the goose chasing, like you can go to the wild goose chasing about. But the question is, how is that beneficial to Nigeria when you have been waiting? At first, you were waiting for Dangote refinery. Then you started waiting for Port Harcourt refinery that was supposed to be producing 1.4 million liters of petrol every day. But now they are not selling to Nigeria, according to these guys. Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan náà? Kí ló ń happen gangan náà? Kí ló happen? Anyway, I'll come back to that. Okay. Let's go a bit further. Today, the pumping in of dollars to the hands of the Burundi change, the same process that Kadobi, Ajangbadi Emefiole, Oduduwa Emefiole, by the way, formerly Oduduwa Emefiole, seems to be paying off. It is December time. There is more forex hitting Nigeria, not from production, not from the, okay, Nigeria has increased electricity, there's been more production of manufacturing sector. Nigeria has been exporting this and that, and now they are heading there. No. The demand for dollars in the month of in the month of December has reduced by more than 65%, which therefore means some of these Burundi change guys, they have more forex now than they did last month. When thiefnubu took over in May 2023, the exchange rate was 610 Naira to $1. And the parallel market was 710 Naira to $1. Now, the moment thiefnubu floated Nigerian Naira, and then the economy started taking the nosedive, bleeding. Nigerian Naira crashed to over 1,900 Naira to $1. And over 2,400 Naira to £1. Since then, these guys have borrowed over $6 billion in defending this Naira. They have not invested a penny. Maybe they did, it's just never showed. A penny in the power sector of Nigeria. The manufacturing sector in Nigeria was promised a 70 billion Naira, some soft loan. I don't think they probably accessed 7 billion from that money. The production sector in Nigeria, the manufacturing sector in Nigeria has been bleeding and dying. So they kept, at some point, they decided to weed out the Burundi change that they felt, BDC, that they felt was probably not from their clan. And then they reissued licenses to some, and they started pumping dollars into their hands. That didn't save. In fact, when they started it, initially, this was last year, December, if you remember, Nigerian Naira purportedly gained against the dollar. And it was 1,300. Do you remember that? And they were asking you to celebrate it. Yeah, yes, Nigeria, you can, Naira, you can do it. Naira, you can do it. Go on, Naira, go on. And every day that time, right, from 1,800 naira to $1, it dropped down to 1,300 naira to $1. I say, yes, this is the change we voted. This is the thiefnubu. This is the Naira, go on, you can do it. You can do it. The Ronukus were all over the social media. You can do it. You can do it, the Naira. When they finished the dollars that they borrowed in defending Nigeria Naira, it collapsed again. You cannot save your currency when the deal you are having with the World Bank, IMF, is to devalue the same currency. You cannot save Nigeria Naira by pumping in cheap dollars. Dollars will be say the condition at which you got the dollar is the reason why your Nigerian Naira will keep collapsing and keep crashing. And then it's like getting a dollar at the value of 1,800 Naira. And then you are selling it to the Bureau de Change just because you wanted to drive this media frenzy. Started selling it to the Bureau de Change for 1,250 Naira. And you are telling them to sell it for 260 Naira. So that the news can say, oh, dollar is now 1,260 Naira from 1,800 Naira. Let us be happy. As if to say it was not 1,000. I'm sorry, it wasn't 600 from 600 Naira to $1 that you took it to 1,800 Naira. That is like 3,000 crash. 3,000% value lost. Then you brought it down to 1,250, 1,260, and you said that people should go and celebrate. When they ran out of the stock of that dollars, it went back to its original price, 1,760 Naira. That is exactly what they are trying to do right now again. They want you to celebrate that Nigeria Naira is now 1,600 Naira. And it's still going to go to 1,400. Maybe it's going to go to 1,300 again. And similarly, since you all suffer what is called the Stockholm Syndrome, you don't know that your Naira will never have any strength if your production in that country remains dead. It is the productive economy that strengthens currency. It is not when you kind of pump in money, dollars, some of them that you borrowed, so that you can have this media frenzy and say, your policy is working. What policy? Policy of pumping dollars. And then the less demand of that same dollars. So you can use that for a month. And then after that, Inko, they said if when Dangote refinery comes on stream, Nigerian Naira will gain strength. They said they were going to be selling Nigerian crude oil for Naira, so that Nigerian Naira will have strength. They told you all of this, but behind the scene, even Dangote doesn't want to sell his own product in Naira. So lies won't make Nigeria Naira strong. Nigeria economy will not survive based on lies. It's just unfortunate that they always have the mumus, the idiots, that always fall for this nonsense. And at the moment the party is over, they will disappear. You won't hear from them again. DG Adeyanju had something to say about the supposed opposition in Nigeria, which are believed to be the strength of APC. Egbekegbe, the weak opposition, is the strength of APC, Egbekegbe, and their propaganda in Nigeria. He is also about to be sued for libel, by the way. Deji is a lawyer. Dele Farotimi is a lawyer. Damagun is the PDP acting chairman. They said that everything Deji has been saying about them is defamation. So I think the difference is that Damagun doesn't have any link to the APC, Egbekegbe strong enough to ask the police to pick up Deji. Maybe they will still pick him up, by the way. But yeah.
Very simple. That I'm happy, I'm excited that it has gotten their attention. The idea behind these remarks, a majority of these remarks, is for people in opposition to be alive to the responsibility of holding government accountable at all levels. That the PDP and the Labour Party have not held government accountable, and that they have not been credible oppositions. They've not been a veritable opposition to the APC government, and that they must do better. You know, for me, basically, I'm of the opinion that if metaphorical statements were made concerning people and they feel that they want to sue me, so be it. I will be glad and willing. For me, I have said it time and time again that arrest is like a public relations for me, and jail is campaign for me. You know, so those are some of the things that I enjoy. And
you enjoy going to jail?
Yes, of course. I miss prison, I must say. You know, and for the things that I do, you know, if I don't get to see the four walls of prison, it means I've basically compromised. You know, and that's why I tell you that the first signs that an activist has betrayed the struggle or compromise is when he begins to fraternize with people who are in government.
But when you say you're missing prison, I mean, it implies that
and this is not metaphorically speaking.
Sure. It implies that you're saying that they are actually correct in suggesting that you're defaming.
You know, for you to defame anyone, there must be malice. You know, there must be specific malice directed at the other person. You know, there's no malice whatsoever against anybody. All I'm asking for is that the opposition should be a credible one, should wake up to their responsibilities, should be alive to opposing the government. They are not opposing the government. Evidence abounds that this current PDP, led by Damago, has strengthened the APC rule, the APC misrule, the APC's effrontery in crushing dissent and voices of opposition. In Rivers State, this particular chairman and executive of the PDP have aided people who had wanted to remove the governor from office. You know, the law is settled that when people defect, that they lose their seat. They've withdrawn court cases. But of recent, which is very well commendable that...
Well, he wrote a letter.
Yes, just of recent, which is commendable.
Asking INEC to hold...
Yes, which is commendable. Yeah. When they do something wrong, we must hold them accountable. And when they do the right thing, we must also commend them. Even this recent letter that they wrote, the Nigerian people do not believe or trust that the intentions were right. They feel it was more or less of a face-saving, which I also agree, a face-saving measure. You know, for me, I am of the view that they have been in bed with the government in power, and that they must prove to us, if critical voices in the country like us, who have courageously spoken against this government, if they feel that by silencing us, by some threat of suing us or dragging us before the court or the prison, if they feel that is the best way to strengthen the democracy, we are ready. They should bring the game on. We are always unapologetically ready to challenge them. You know, even if they have the backing of government, we will still challenge them. You know, so for many of us, just in finally answering the question that for someone like me, I would never intentionally say things that I do not have evidence or credible intel, you know, and when the time comes, don't worry, we will cross that bridge.
Right.
But we must charge all members of the opposition, be it Labour Party, be it PDP, that they must hold government accountable. They must truly be opposition. You can see how credible and how viral the opposition in the US is. We have just witnessed an election in the US, fairly and keenly contested. With this current opposition, look at 4 members of the opposition have just defected today to the ruling party in the House of Reps. Very shameful indeed. When nothing is going well in the country, you find members of the opposition defecting to the APC. There's no basis or any justification whatsoever for this. You know, the political crisis in Rivers has been aided by the leadership of the PDP, led by Damagun and Sam Mayaun. These are Nyesom Wike's loyalists. They have not hidden it. He has openly said it. You know, that they belong to Nyesom Wike, they work for Nyesom Wike. They have said it. In fact, Damagun was quoted as saying that, oh, if they say Wike has bought him, let some other people also buy him back. You know, why will any national chairman of any political party say that? Sam Mayaun practically follows Nyesom Wike all over the place. you know, even to commissioning projects. Ezenwike is an APC minister in the government. So this opposition just have to do better. They have to. Very simple.
They have to. But they are the same side of, no, they're like two sides of the same coin. But they are the same. To me, they are. And Deji is right. It is what it is. Talking about the ones that they camped there yesterday. One of them had this to say, a Labour Party lawmaker.
When people enter political party without an ideology, we see such level of defection. People who don't have ideology in anything they do, they don't need to be trusted in any form, whether they are in APC or PDP. I stand here today to tell them that this rotten carrot that is dangled before them to defect to this party that has brought hunger to this country, we are waiting at the end of the day as the party of the people. By 2027, we will open our arms again to give them their rightful tickets. When
I mean, is bold enough to say it's right there. Like I said before, this was what was expected of Labour Party. They were supposed to be the Julius Malema party. I don't know the name of his party, though. You know Julius Malema? The guy is more popular than his own party. He was the former youth leader for the ANC, Mandela's party, the ruling party in South Africa. He disagreed with them, with the way the things are being done, despite the ruling party in South Africa. He left them to go and start his own political party. And that political party became one of the force or the opposition force in South Africa. And I know they know, like, they are every day. You will see some of their videos online. Julius Malema's party. EFF. Thank you. There are South Africans who don't like him all. Just like you know that as the APC, egbekegbe, people destroying people, as they are destroying Nigeria, they are the bed of the same feather. There are younger people who actually are waiting for their own turn, okay, to replace these criminals you have in APC now, the criminals you have in PDP now. So therefore, they will tell you anything apart from APC and PDP, they will never be part of it because these two, they are the best. So they will defend them. Similarly, in South Africa, you will see some of these black South Africans who will kind of attack Julius Malema, abuse him, and all of that. Is a betrayer, is this, is that, for ANC, which has made black South Africans even more worse or worse off. They are second-class citizens in their own country, by the way. Let's be clear. But Labour Party was supposed to be a Julius Malema's party in Nigeria, something so different. Something that, a group of people that shouldn't agree with APC, egbekegbe. They were never supposed to agree with APC or PDP on the floor. But rather, majority of them were chancers, opportunists, who took advantage of your revolution or your movement to get the political advantage only to now drop you and join the same APC. In this Nigeria, APC is even worse. Look at what they have done to Nigeria. Nobody should say, I am leaving my political party to go and join APC. Are you mad? Your constituency should grab you and tie your hand, tie your legs, and take you to psychiatric home. Something must be wrong with you. But we all know why. Okay? You are only being used. Majority of them will use you. Right? Just to get themselves a seat at the table. And they will have a feeding bottle, their own feeding bottle, stuck to their mouth. And they want it to remain so. Opportunists. This morning in Kano, Friday morning in Kano, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, the Emir of Kano admin. You know, in Kano, they have two emirs. Adobayero is the Emir of Kano Arcade. Sanusi Lamido Sanusi is the Emir of Kano admin. So Kwakwansop and his group, they were the ones who made Sanusi Lamido Sanusi Emir. Gandola, the Babanriga Mobile Banking CEO, the APC, Egbekegbe chairman, he was the one who made Adobayero the Emir of Kano. Now, when Gandola lost power and Kwakwansop gained power, they reinstated Sanusi. So Sanusi is the Emir of Kano admin. Adobayero was pushed to a place called Nasarawa in Kano. A small palace was given to him. It was more or less like banished to that place. However, Gandola became the APC chairman, closer to seat of power in Abuja. He could pull some strings here and there to use the police, the DSS and all that whenever he likes. So what happened this morning was that Sanusi Lamido Sanusi was expected to meet with some economists, according to the report. He wanted to weigh in on this conversation around tax reform bill of thiefnubu. And being the Emir of Kano admin, the supporters of the Emir of Kano Arcade, Gandola and his gang, they sent DSS to Kano because he was also supposed to lead his cousin that he just appointed as the village head of Bichi, the Bichi head. There's another district in Kano called Bichi. So the Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, the Emir of Kano admin, was supposed to go to Bichi, pray in Bichi, then come back to Kano Palace and meet with this economist and talk about this tax bill. When he woke up this morning, he was woken by the DSS with what they call the order from above, that he must not leave his palace. He must not go anywhere. And to the surprise of many, why would they do this? Why this and that, you know? As they were sorting all of that out, right? The Kano state government issued a statement that Gandola and his gang, they wanted to disrupt the peace in Kano, but they won't let them do it. So far, so good. Sanusi couldn't go to Bichi. Somebody said Bichi. Bichi. B-I-C-H-I. Neo. Bichi. It's a community. It's like a local government. Oh, dear. Anyway, that was in Kano today. So we are still hoping to hear from the Emir of Kano. And when I say Emir of Kano, this time around, you know, you don't just, it's not like the whole Kano. You get? Yeah, it is a power tussle thing. And it is not really going away. We will leave Kano and go to Kaduna. These 25 people, women, children, men, were rescued from their kidnappers. And the Nigerian army shared this clip with us as, you know.
Assalamu alaikum. Wayannan su ne mutanen da a kwashe a garin Kurfi, da Amawa, da Sabon Layi, da Nasarawa. To ga mutanen da Allah ya kubuto da su, muna godiya ga jami'an tsaro. Wayannan kaɗan daga ciki ne. Akwai mutanen da suke cikin dajin nan ba mu san iyan adadinsu ba. Don haka muna godiya ga jami'an tsaron da suka shiga wannan daji domin ba mu gudunmuwa. Kaɗan daga cikin su kenan wayannan mutane. Me gida muna so ka zo kaɗan mana jawabi kaɗan. To ga ɗaya daga cikin wayannan mutane. Me za ka ce da wannan jami'an tsaro da su ba ku gudunmuwa?
Ya taimake mu. Kuma ko yanzu muna godiya ga jami'an tsaro. Su ma da tasu gudunmuwa. Allah ya fito da mu.
Amin.
Allah saka mana.
Mama me zaki ce ne da wannan jami'an tsaro da su ba ku gudunmuwa? To ga dai al'umman dai ba za su iya magana ba saboda suna cikin halin da suke ciki. Muna godiya ga wannan jami'an tsaro su ƙara ba mu gudunmuwa. Muna roƙon jami'an tsaron nan su kawo mana barikin sojoji na dindindin dokan karji domin mu samu tsaro. Malam me zaka ce da wannan?
So we always see the videos of the victims. And I mean, if people are rescued, I would expect the people that took them to be arrested as well. But it is not always the case, especially from northern part of Nigeria. Bright Edafe, Bright Tio Bright from Delta. That one always presents us with what they have done, and then the perpetrators in Delta State. Bright Still Bright, in his famous interrogation style, is here to share with us the criminals apprehended by the police. It's not always the same story in northern Nigeria. You will see the victims saved, but you won't see those criminals that perpetrated the crime. But in Delta states, they will show you the criminals. Even like, not showing them per se, but they will interview them like this.
I am SP Edafe Bright, and right now we are at the Special Anti-Kidnapping and Cybercrime Squad in Delta State Police Command. And like I always tell you, Delta State will never be a home for criminals. It will never be a safe haven because we will smoke them out from their hiding place. Today we have two different syndicates of armed robbers who go from house to house, robbing people of their belongings, their phones, their money, their laptops, their electronics. And they have made us to understand that they go through by scaling through the fence. And they have told us one thing that is peculiar about their operations, and that is their targets. I'm not the one that will say their target. They will say it by themselves. Exhibits recovered from them include this. Okay, this is a double-barrel long gun. This is Beretta pistol. This is a locally made cut-to-size gun. It looks small, but it's dangerous. These are machetes, sharp machetes, which they carry whenever they are going for their operation. We'll be interviewing them now for want of time. I don't want to bore you with too much story because I know our audience and listeners want to hear directly from them. What is your name?
My name is Danlami Sokan.
Danlami Sokan, you are from where?
I'm from Taraba State, Jukun by tribe.
Okay. Quickly, why do you know why you were arrested? You know why they arrest you, Abi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what did you make the arrest to now?
You go thief, sir.
You go thief. What did you take? What did you not take? They go the thief.
We take gun and cutlass.
Okay. Some of the guns they here, Abi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. To be sure, look at this gun now. Is it part of the ones who now they carry till they go operate?
Yes, sir.
What about this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I dey see some machete here also. What are they use the machete they do? All this cutlass.
They use the matches. Some of them not like this. Some of them not get gun. So they use the matches.
Okay, some of your members when they not get gun, you give them machete.
So
what are they use the machete do one and reach the house one and one rob?
No, we not go use the matches beat person.
Now just for decoration.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how now they enter the where una don rob for Delta so far?
Iseloko and Inyoma market.
For Asaba, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you say before the arrest now. So what you tell me something.
We are ready to prepare to go another one on Monday.
Where that place there?
The main place is our Oga that know the place. So he never call the name of the place for us.
Okay, you know the name of the place.
He tell us work there. We'll go for night.
Okay.
So he never tell us the name of the place.
Okay, so before now, they prepare to go there, now police take on Babuna.
On carry for morning times.
Okay. You say you are from where again?
Taraba State.
Now they don't arrest you now. How you feel now?
I feel bad, sir. You know good. They make us do this work.
You just they know now say no good. Abi you don't know before say no good.
No, even from beginning, sir, I know say the work no good.
So why you got the do now?
Nothing, sir.
And you get fine beer. Yeah, you not resemble thief. Who you're looking at no say na armed robbery you dey do.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who be this man when they near you? What be his name?
Guanfa Django.
Guanfa Django. Okay, Django. Okay, in they follow na go rob too.
Yeah, you don't follow us go one time.
No worry, not be you go speak for him. Make I give a mic, make he speak for himself. My brother, what is your name?
My name is Guanfa Jambo.
You are from where?
I'm from Plateau State.
Okay, why? What una they do? This is your second say you na a crime partner. Which kind of operation una they do? How una they do the armed robbery pass?
I do they follow go with them and that's the way them go and no go. Now only ones who I follow them go for this Asabaya.
So, okay, the place wanna go for Asabaya. What una rob for that place?
We come out with 4 phones and 1 laptop.
Around what time until they go do this operation?
Around 1, 2.
For night?
For night.
How until they enter the compound?
They follow through fence. Sir.
Through the fence?
Yes, sir.
What about the door? They open the door for Unabu and they break am?
Some know they lock door, some they break am.
Una don't hear. Some know they lock door. Some know they lock door. Always lock your door. Okay, why those way lock the door when I go break am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All these guns were in there here now. Which this gun? You recognize this gun?
Then just carry them on Friday. Come and we never use them.
Okay, this one on Friday they carry and come.
All of them will do it. Yeah.
Okay, what about this cutlass?
The cutlass now we use.
Okay, you know of the cutlass.
Yes, I know about the cutlass.
Okay. And now when they don't arrest you, how do you feel?
I feel very bad, sir.
Why this all of them? They always feel bad after they don't arrest you now.
Because already when I came back, my friend pushed me into the.
What is your friend name?
Shadow.
Where is he now?
He run away. He go Abo.
Oh, you run.
Afe bright, it's you bright. I don't know why. Like I just kind of like listening to his interviews of his own customers. Okay. Number one, you shouldn't be interviewing suspects. But if Bright know they interview them like that, how you and I go no say for Nigeria, how police always interrogate people. The only thing that is missing from that interrogation is the usual slapping, beating. Because Nigerian police, once they capture you as a suspect, now your body go tell you. And you have to confess. Whatever it is that they said you have done, you have to say you have done. You did it. Yes, I did it. I did it, sir. I did this, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now me do have. Now we rob. Now we kill that woman. Now we rob them, sir. I say, okay, yeah, right statement. You write statement and say you did it. Yes, we did it. In a very crude way of fighting crime in that place. I don't know. I think it works for them, right? I think it does work for them, and I hope that this our brother, I just got back, IJGB. You know what the people call the I just got back? All of now when they go home this December, and you are going to lodge yourself in hotels in Nigeria. Be careful, oh. Be very, very careful, oh, because majority of us, we are not rich people. We are just comfortable in this abroad, oh. When you get to Nigeria, they act as if to say, the street that you live in abroad was named after you. You are an estate mogul. You are a multi-billionaire. Be careful, oh. This is our brother who finally got himself back to where he came from, shared his own experience. He said this, I just got back. I said, sorry, hey, fine girl, do you know who I am? I said, no, I don't know, sir. But I just got back. I just got back. If we just got back from the abroad for December, be careful, according to this guy.
My leg no go ever touch Benin City again. I travel go greet my in-law. Thank God say me don't come back to Europe. I don't come back finally. I travel go greet my in-law. I reach there. As I reach there, hotel where they go lodge me for night. Now so those reception guests go gang up with bad boys. May they come kidnap me for that night. As the dog come, God, they don't have for the door. Oh God, now God just help me. I don't feel like for you. Now so I carry phone, call police. That's how I go make it. They get people be say, you know, say there no police where for that Niger. Now so police come rescue me for that place. God go bless those police. God go bless them where. That midnight now I run for that place. Bad boys now I run where those guests. You know they can't guess where we say they employ for your hotel. Because all those criminals they work with bad boys. To God be the glory. Police are not rescue me for that place. Go another hotel for that night. I need to thank God for my life. Even though I for not they give this testimony. All those Benin people now bad people and court people and they just be life. I don't they live life for courts and to kidnap and live bad life, criminal life. Me, I don't ever touch my life for that place. If I want to see my in-law, I will invite them and they come my state. If they come my state, we go agree for that side. But that Benin city, my land will go that place. You see hotel where they go lodge me, that hotel, they call it a Tinosa hotel. Now they go lodge me for that place. My to God. For night, if you hear that name, Tinosa hotel for Benin city, no go, no just near that place. Now criminal hotel be that one. They thief people, they kidnap people for that place. Very bad place. Now God I hear me for that place. That place they call it Tinosa hotel. They see that place they call them upper. That place is not criminals and bad people, courtists that don't do that place. So be careful the kind of hotel where they lodge for Benin city. Thank God say my don't end like that. Today I'm gonna give testimony like this, guys. Be careful for Benin city. Me I don't ever go that place again. Now the hotel be this one. Now criminals for that place. See those two guys. They gang up with the bad boys. See me they come kidnap me for night. Now go.
Bros, how una take the conference with these two Benin girls who were supposed to be receptionists? You were supposed to be a guest, but we all know what happened. Here you get. Look at that receptionist. If you bring your friend, you know, say I just got back. I need fine girls. I cannot sleep alone. You go see your in-law. Waiting concern you and the receptionist. I'm not saying that is actually a good thing, though, right? But whether it is true or not, just be careful. Okay? All of now, when they go Nigeria, it's not just Benin or what have you. But I have seen people who believe that once they return back from abroad, Nigerian girls are very cheap. There are many people who have that mentality. And you know, in Nigeria, if you see the receptionist, the girls at the reception, most of the people who have hotels in Nigeria, they will hire beautiful girls, but they are doing two jobs. Book you in, and then book themselves with you as well. If you want to have a... When I went to Nigeria, the receptionist of my own hotel, very beautiful girl, right? And very nice girl too. So the other guy, we were having a chat and he was telling me that he actually made passes at her, but she's a married lady, so she won't really do that. But in Nigeria, while the girl take no, say you just got back. And what's happened with our friend, the two girls, what the two receptionists they do for your... So I'm just saying, not that I actually want to condone the act, so I'm just use that as a clarion call. All of now, if you want carry girls or anything, go and get your own girls elsewhere and bring them to your hotel so that let the receptionist be the receptionist. Okay? Or if you go get closer because they look like they are cheaper, they are easy, anything can happen to you. So congratulations, bros, that you are able to go back to your Europe and the police were able to rescue you. Right? I'm just saying. I don't know what really happened, except for the story he shared with us. And I thought I should use that because a lot of you are going back to Nigeria now. So according to him, the trauma of what happened to him, he said, my leg will never touch Benin City again. It better not. Anyway, I do have a few others. I always have, see, it seems like time is not always enough for me on this Mayegun's Diary political. So I have to keep some stuff for the next time. But I think I should share this. It's been in my console for a while. It is about one of the Werewike's men, who is now a Fubaras man, a local government chairman, a Hunho. I think that's his name, a Hunho. The one who is the local government chairman for Werewike, where Werewike has been having a battle with the people of that community. There's a community where Werewike was going to take their land. And because they won't let him take it, he has been using thugs, the police, to harass the people there. So this guy, the local government chairman, has a message, and it's for thiefnubu. So we can wrap it on that one.
I got an information a few minutes ago that some armed policemen. I got an information a few minutes ago that some armed policemen has taken over the Oginiba Hospital market that was opened by the local government. And immediately I have to reach out to the authorities. I have called the Assembly of Operation. I wasn't spoken to the Commissioner of Police. In fact, I called him, he has to return my call. I told him this is what the information I got. Why will London and Masalachi invade the Oginiba markets, started shooting and spraying tear gas on those who are trading inside the market? And it's quite unfortunate that, like I said before, that the Nigerian police force have made themselves available to be used by politicians who, in disguise, who don't want peace in River State. That market belongs to the people, and nobody can acquire land without paying the owners. So, as a local government, we'll visit there immediately after now, and I will tell the world what is happening. But I'm aware, the information available that the Minister of FCT, Chief Isaiah, has ordered that the closure of the market. For our people, I want to assure that they should remain calm while we follow it up immediately. And I also want to say that the Commissioner of Police should not be used by desperate people who want to own our state. What they are trying to do is just to cause crisis, but as a local government, people cannot be mad at the same time. I'm going to follow it legitimately immediately after now. I will also call back the Commissioner of Police to tell them to deploy those men out of that place immediately. That the land belongs to Oginiba people, and they should allow them, that they allow the markets to be used. So I want to also appeal to the Inspector General of Police to call these men to order, because they are biting more than they can chew. What they are doing is to cause crisis, in our state. Well, they can't buy that particular property belongs to the people. That is an ancestral land. What he did was to chase people away and took over the place. If you go to Gima, nobody was received a kobo, a dime from the hyper city or any other person. So the land belongs to the people. What they are doing there is just to take over the property because they want to use it for their business. But as a local government, we have told the owner of the land to take over their property, and we have opened that market. What they are doing is that they want to create crisis. But as a local government, like I said before, two people cannot be bad at the same time. We are going to follow legitimately and ensure that the police will leave that particular premises. And I want to appeal to the CP that it should not be used by the politicians who are enemy of River State. What we are seeing are people who just turn into a market, started shooting, tear gassing people because they think they are powerful. It's not that it's powerful. At the end of the day, we know what is going to happen. But I believe that our people should remain calm and allow us to follow up the matter immediately.
70 years old man. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Is that you?
Well, we'll leave it to that. So I'm going to take a short break so that I can, I can stretch my body, stretch my legs, and then come back to take calls on Mayegun's Diary Political tonight. So please, if you haven't really liked the broadcast so far, which is your own offering, kindly do that. If you have to go, it's weekend, right? So you don't even have to go, except if you're working tomorrow. So I'm going to open the line in a minute, okay? And we can take contributions of others, our viewers, tonight. But like I said, if you have to go, remember, like the broadcast, share it. I will be back. Meanwhile, brethren, there is a go-ahead that I have received from the Yoruba Union leadership. There is an expected approval still expected from the General Assembly of the Yoruba Union. So we are intending to raise some money in support of our people back in Yoruba land. You remember when we put together resources where we helped the school children, the elderly, by giving them, food, money, clothing, education materials, including scholarships for school children in Yoruba land. Well, that was like, oh my God, that's almost like 2 years ago. The rest has been us adopting some of these children, which we have continued to pay their tuition up to today. And then we carried out a medical rescue of a young man on this, the Yoruba Union did that from this platform as well. So we intend to do something in January, which is next month. So we will start some fundraisers. This time around, we are going to need your support on here, okay? Anyway, I will let you know the moment that becomes like for all of us to join. So we have the leadership as well pulling up their resources to ensure this is done rightly, okay? So every contribution goes straight to the Yoruba Union's account in Nigeria, except for those who do not have, I think I see have the details. It's called the Karo or Jire Community Initiatives. So I do. I think that's that. Yeah. So, but yeah, once we have the clearance or the go-ahead from the General Assembly this weekend, we are having our general meeting this weekend. So if you are a member of the Yoruba Union or you want to be part of us, there is a Telegram group for the people who, you know, or the people who are members of the union. And there is a general group, right? And there is another way of signing up to be a member of the Yoruba Union. And that is going on to the Yoruba Union .org. I'll tell you more after or during this course of this program. So, is that CA?
Oh yeah, CA from Atlanta.
Oh, that is CA from Atlanta. How are you today, Baba?
Yeah, I'm good on a cold evening.
Oh, dear.
Cold, very cold.
I'm telling you, it's I mean, like freezing, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. We've been dealing with that for days now here in Glasgow as well. And that has made me more lazy, I have to be honest. But yeah, it's good to have you on the program this year.
Yeah, it's good you've been on fire. You've been on fire since these few days, man. Your presentation is just amazing. Thank you very much, man. Thank you. It's just like somebody said the other time. We listen, but for us that are regular callers, sometimes you just want to sit back and let other people call and just servo and just enjoy, just listen. Yeah, most times. But sometimes you just can't resist. It gets annoying. You just can't resist it.
I know. And I'm glad that you're actually calling in as well, just like everyone else, right? Because that's what makes this platform interesting. Opinions of others, whether we support it or we don't.
I told my daughter to order the Dele Farotimi book.
Yes.
My daughter is going to order it today from Amazon. My daughter is going to order it. I'm sure she will have done it. I'll give her the link to help me order. But these kids, I want to buy all this in online for me. So I just give them more than one. They go and get it. Right. So I'm sure.
So we are all going to read the book this coming week. I am going to read it on this platform.
Yes.
And I implore us all to please get a copy. Okay, if you have the time, who doesn't have the time to read, I promise you that I will read it. We can read it together. You can open the pages and the pages. And I will encourage us to really read the book. Sure, you get now. So
I want to tell more people to.
They will read it.
Especially those of us over here. I want to encourage most people to go and order the book. Go to Amazon, order the book.
It's actually a win-win for us. Okay, number one, we get to know more from somebody who is from the inside of how rotten the judiciary in Nigeria is. Then on the second part, the autistic children or children with special needs in Nigeria. Every penny, every proceed of this book goes into helping them. So it's a win-win situation for us.
Dele is a unique, it's one of a kind. Dele is one of a kind. It's an amazing guy, I'm telling you. It's no, the guy. They'll be fighting him. This is just an opportunity, like you said. The role he played during the obedient movement, the role he's been playing as opposition.
Yes.
These people don't know what the contract they signed with having to as the president. He's going to turn that country to, by in the next 3 years, nobody will recognize that country again. I'm telling you. They're not going to recognize that country, Nigeria. They don't know they don't know what's coming. And when you talk, people talk, say you criticize, you always criticize. When Dangote was building his refinery, you said it that see this was going to happen. It's not going to get cheaper. This is going to happen. They say no. Anything that happened, when you tell them the truth, they say no. Yeah, why don't you wait? Why are you preempting them? Why do I start from the student loan? You said it. The petroleum distance. You said it. They still keep arguing. They keep arguing and telling you, you're enemy of progress. You are not this. I just don't understand it. And I keep saying this, those that have confidence that Nigeria will be better one day, where are they getting their confidence from? Sometimes it makes me think as if maybe me, I'm the crazy person.
You get?
Maybe they are right.
Maybe I'm crazy. The one who has problem. You are the ones who doesn't want Nigeria well. Sometimes you'll be questioning that too and be like, hang on, am I the one that doesn't want this country to be better? True. How come?
How many years now?
And it's not you.
How many years? How many years now? Every year you go better. Every year you go better. And people are so stupid. Some of us are in our 50s, going to 60s. You are still believing. When, for God's sake? How long will you be conned by this comment? For how long?
I mean, look at the older generation, right? There is this sort of older generation that will continue to try to tell us, right, that we should be careful. Yes. We should watch our mouth. And here is the point. Here is something. See, here is something. There are people who don't criticize government. They just live their normal life. But yet, Nigeria still happen to them.
Yeah.
Sure, you get people who are just like, they just want to live their normal life. They are not criticizing government. They are not criticizing anybody. They are not on social media. They just want to live their normal life, do their normal business. But they have become victims of that place.
Let me tell you, I have 1 or 2 or 3 friends.
Yep.
When I say millionaires, it's not people that have 1 million or 10 million. When I say millionaires,
like multi-millionaires,
real millionaires that are doing good business in Nigeria right now. I'm telling you, people that honorably refuse to relocate. They refuse to relocate right now. If you talk to them, if you see the way they are standing over the phone, I called my wife one day. I say, I'm scared. My wife said, what happened? I said, I talked to this person. The way he's talking on phone, you see the frustration. They are tired, They are tired.
It's not as if to say those of you that are criticizing government, so your life is in danger. Our own life is not in danger. Everybody's life is in danger. Your business is in danger. Your family is in danger because of the actions of these guys. Or somebody will tell you to keep quiet. Well, you better watch your mouth. You better protect yourself. You better protect your head. What about those people who are living their lives normally and they are losing everything in that place, right?
Somebody in social media said he carried out an experiment and said his listener should talk about Japa or no Japa. He said 98% said Japa. In fact, they said one man and the wife sold their house, sold the property, took their money, and went to Togo to relocate. Just they want peace.
Togo. I'm telling you, Mayogu, they are not poor people. Sold their house, left 1 or 2 properties, took their money, and went to settle down in Togo. Mayogu. That's to tell you how bad and how terrible that contraption is. And when you talk, people bring tribal, bring religion and other stuff. For God's sake, for how long are we going to them? You know, you remember those olden days where they would say, my friend, just get money for this country. All you need is to just get money. Now, if you are sensible enough, you realize that your money cannot even save you.
Nigeria is very sweet. It's very sweet. It's the best in the world. If not, for how long are we going to control like this? For how long? Look at Tinubu, the same person that was almost a civil human rights activist, fighting government, protesting everywhere. Now you cannot protest. They arrest you. You cannot protest. And I said this one time, I don't know if you remember in your this program. What is going to bring problem in Nigeria will be just one little spark. It might just be 2 people in the market fighting. Before you know, the protest will start. Something going to happen. This government better be careful. Thank you, Maria, bro. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much as well. Okay, you have a good one.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years old man. Now mumu na too much. You be mumu. You think say they wise.
You say you wise. Princess.
Toba wise, Jade carry.
How are you, ma?
I'm good. Good evening.
Good evening. It's been a long time. I was planning to bring you on to the show so that we can, you as our representative, the Yoruba Union, face and Homeland rep. I was going to bring you on here so that we can come and begin the fundraiser to help these vulnerable people. I heard things are just totally out of hand in that place. You can't really kind of like turn blind eyes,
There is nothing to turn blind. You can't even do that, my ego. The people Olowo is sponsoring, there's some children, Sunday and Feromi. Olowo gives them 25,000 every month. I had money to eat for them because Toba rank or 25,000. When you look at it on the floor, you know that it won't even last them for up to a week. And their father will still take out of it, split it into two, and take it to a girlfriend or some other woman somewhere. So it is what it is. We have to do this, and we have to do it over and over and over again. But I was going to talk about Dele Farotimi.
Please, so have yours.
Yeah, the criminal defamation law has been out of place in Lagos. It is not in Lagos, and I think KB or Hedo. Criminal, you can't. Yeah, you can't.
It in like about 20 states in Nigeria.
You can't take anybody for criminal defamation in Lagos. I think that's why they abducted him.
Yeah, and took him to Ekiti, no doubt.
And the lawyers in Ekiti, yeah, should probably know they were bringing him.
At least.
If they didn't know they were bringing him, they should know he is there right now. There should be lawyers in that place. It is Dele Farotimi today. There is every one of us can be another Dele Farotimi tomorrow.
But the problem is that
why have they know how there?
Yeah, the problem is that the people Dele is talking about, the establishment, some of them are in on it as well.
That's why they are not there, obviously. That is why they are not there, you know. And
yeah.
Yes. See, if you can see people you can't rush. You can't just get up and le binu lora petrol. You can't do that. You cannot do that right now as we speak. You can't just get into your car and feel your children are giving you so much trouble at home and you want to drive around. Tanya?
Drive around.
Tanya?
So
you know, I go back from Europe.
Cool my head. I need to leave this
Cool
house.
your head. Yeah.
Just drive for like 2 hours.
Let your head be hot in your house too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Your head has to be hot in your house. I had to order inverter and solar panel today. They just delivered it today. Because I cannot afford to keep buying fuel at that price. So if I am complaining, Mayegu, yeah, if I am complaining, I don't know what other people are feeling.
You can only imagine.
I am very sure people are not even surviving anymore. I said they were not living before, that they were surviving. Survive. And do you know the funny part of it?
Wow.
People are so docile. You know, I said it sometimes ago that the people sponsoring protests are the one in power now.
Yes.
You will not see any protests come up. And the fact that the system, yeah, has been built to self-destroy. We will just sit down and watch because our people are docile. They are not doing much. The diasporans are just shouting, December, people are not just getting it right. I had to send my nanny away because she was stealing food. We saw her on the CCTV camera. She will put the food at the gate man's place to and tell them she will pick it up on her way out. And we are paying her well. So what money so anarchy it is going to be anarchy, and it will be the rich against the poor first. We are not getting it right. We are not using our numbers.
I have this diaspora radio on Facebook. And then I hired this young man. I think it was about 2.5 years ago now. Okay. Yeah. And it was like, just keep the page busy. All right. and just put stuff on there. So we agreed at the time for, on 40,000 Naira. So this was when 40,000 Naira was like $110.
Yeah.
So, and he started changing. I didn't even have any conversation with him when I increased his salary to 50,000, then increased it to 100,000. Now I'm feeling like it's not as if to say I am making anything from that page per se. It's just like a charity I'm doing for this young
Yeah,
man,
you're just giving out.
So then I felt like I was like, you know what? I don't think I need you anymore. So I told him that this month is going to be his last month. If you see the message he sent back to me, it was like, Esa, I hope you will find something for me to be doing, because you see this 100,000 Naira that you are giving me every month, it has been saving me from complete depression in this Nigeria, sir.
Can you imagine?
You know something? And immediately I felt like, I pretty much didn't need this guy for like a year now. I continued anyway.
But you've kept him.
So now I know that this 100,000 Naira itself is almost nothing now. But I don't need this guy. But somehow I feel like I will be pushed to increase it, even though I'm not actually getting anything from it per se. So when you just mentioned that this is your nanny, that not that you are not paying her well,
yeah, but the money is not just enough anymore.
Whatever you pay her is never going to be enough. And it's getting to a stage whereby you can do whatever she's doing for you yourself. As everybody is adjusting and adjusting.
See, my house help, since she got here, they've killed 5 people in a family in Benue.
Wow.
So when she's on the wrong side or she's not doing things right, and you tell her to leave, she will beg you that she can't. She doesn't even have where to go. Her parents are at the IDP camp.
Jesus.
Otidojue. And these people, yeah, they know who can fix CBN. They won't use their money. Some people are even abusing someone I know from abroad that okay, we will help them free of charge. We will come and fix it for them. They know what to do, my ego.
And they actually
all know what to do. They are not just going to do it,
None of this is coincident. None of this.
No. They are not just going to do it, And I saw Tinubu with Macron. Tinubu, Macron, what is oh my God,
I'll leave you to it, man. Thank you very much. That's your Princess Balogu. There is our own in-house CIA Intel. How are you, sir?
Good evening, Michael. How are you doing?
Good evening to you. I'm very well. Thank you.
This year attire today is like you're going for the Yoruba Union or Yoruba.
I know. Once in a while, this is one disadvantage, right? That I've got all these native wears, right? There are so many. But I ended up having them as costume. They are not supposed to be costumes. So I was like, okay, you know what? If I have nowhere to wear them to, I will just wear them for my own audience, just so you know that at least they took me away from Nigeria, from Yoruba land. They haven't taken Yoruba away from me. So once in a while, I need to remind myself. And thank you very much for acknowledging it.
It looks very lovely on you. I think you should keep the branding going that way. Every choose one day for the attire every week.
Well, that's what I'm going to be doing now. Every Friday, I'll be having them on.
I think it's good that way.
Yes, sir. So that people can actually get used to it and say every Friday I'm going to look at what my ego is going to adorn this evening. Yeah. That's a good idea. I'm going to do that.
Yeah. And fashion designers are welcome to send you their own brand.
They better take advantage of that. So I can say this one was done by so fashion house, and you can say, yeah, my ego, who is your designer? They better take advantage of it now. Unfortunately, it is not a fashion show. Once in a while like that.
There's
so much seriousness here.
Projection of our culture.
It is.
As a
Okay.
people.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Please.
I don't even know where to start because the whole thing is so funny. I'm going to say something.
There's so much happening so fast as well. You know.
I'll take your quote, and I'll start with your quote.
So,
if people find out the people they called heroes, what they did to be named heroes, they will take stone and stone them.
No doubt.
You used to say that I think 2 or 3 years ago.
And I still say it right now that when you find out what those they called our heroes past, what they did, you realize that we do not have any heroes past for criminals that escaped exposure or disclosure.
It's like what is happening in Nigeria, yeah? It's like where a child tells you, Daddy, you're stealing my biscuit. I know how you're stealing my biscuit. Every time I go to school, before I come back, you go to my room and take my biscuit. Then the child goes and writes it on social media. And you, the daddy, go, how dare you talk about what I do at home on social media?
See?
Okay, that the child has got a CCTV watching the room on that social media. And you went ahead and stole the biscuit.
Again.
And you still go and imprison the same child.
Then you now harassing you on social media.
So I'll just take it from one step at a time. Yeah. With the case of Afe Babanlaole and Dele Farotimi, yeah, I'm not a lawyer. Please let anybody not take my view. This is just my own opinion. What I find funny is that this same thing that caused issue is similar to the case of Nnamdi Kanu versus Nigerian government. You cannot profit from illegality. When we did commercial law as part of a course, it is said that if you draft a contract in the wrong way and it ends up being in your own benefit, even though it is wrong, you cannot profit from it. The law will revert it back to what it should ordinarily have been before now beginning to adjudicate on the law. So, for example, let's say I want to sell you a TV, and I know by selling you that TV, you don't know how to operate it. I'm the only person that can operate it. Then tomorrow we'll go to court. And the court will say, no, ordinarily, when somebody sells you a TV, it should give you all the manuals you need to operate the TV.
That's right.
That is where the law will start from. It will not going to start from the TV I sold you that I know that you don't know how to operate it. So bringing it back to this case now, and Nnamdi Kanu case. Nnamdi Kanu was picked up from Kenya.
It was.
Without going through due process and brought to Nigeria. That is why they cannot try him. That's why they keep going back and forth.
That's right.
And that's why they don't know what to do with him. So that they keep finding reason to adjourn. They don't want to sit on the case.
Because that's all they can
with
do.
The case of Dele,
I know.
That is the only thing they can do to frustrate him to a point where he will not agree to
when they kidnap you like that, they will launch the media war, whereby you will be prosecuted and judged in the media.
Yes.
When it is time for them to actually appear in that court to prove what they claim you have done, there will be nowhere to be found.
Have you noticed something? Yeah. Let me just add to what you just said.
Yes, sir.
Go and check FCC cases against ex-convicts, people that would claim that stole money.
Yep.
EFCC will come online and say this person stole 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, whatever gazillion. They will criticize it, but when they get to court, the person will get acquitted. Why? Because they don't substantiate their case.
It's only media.
They only go by the first line of information. Instead of going to trace it to step by step. Mayogun stole 5 million. How did he steal 5 million? How many times? Over how many times did he do it? Over how many? These are the things they don't go into.
Like, where is the 5 million? Where else are the traces and all of that? You need to present everything, and they must be linked to me perfectly. That I can't wriggle out of it and present it in court. But in their own case, no.
Thank you. So what is happening here with the case of Dele Farotimi is exactly the Nigerian system at work. And this is typically what happens to anybody. Even Show even people like Peter Obi, they tried to do it to him when they were expecting him to bring people to the street. But he understood their game and didn't play to that gallery. He left. Even person like Igbo went through the same thing in Benin Republic. There was no case against him. So when people keep looking at this and they are laughing, oh, it's just a Dele Farotimi. It's been happening, coming. It's been coming. It's just that Dele Farotimi happened to be a prominent person now.
That's why it is so loud.
He supported the right thing. That's why it's so loud. There are millions and gazillions of people in prison today that nobody even know they were arrested. You can't even find the charge case. Some of them have been substituted against somebody else. The person that committed the crime has been let go. They not say this is the person that is bearing that name. They give him that name. They slap it to you and say you are the person that answered that name. And that is why they are in panic. Like I always tell people, you guys are chipping through you're chipping the wood, you're opening people's eye to things that people will never see possible. 10 years ago, this kind of thing will happen, nobody will know.
And now
people like Fela went through these things several times. They just pick him up and take him to jail and lock him
and
there.
There are so many people who hated the likes of Fela, Gani, Faweyemi, late Gani Faweyemi, and many others like this because there was no social media. They controlled the media. They put all the narratives out there. And by the time these guys started fighting back, they can't fight as far as where the damages has been done. They can't fight that much. It's only half of it. And so many people till tomorrow, they believe every of those things they said about these guys by these same criminals.
And that is why you see, they are trying to find a way to regulate social media.
Yes.
But they will never regulate social media. I will tell you one thing I know inside. The people who want to regulate it, this is the problem they have. 80% of Nigerian youth that don't have job on the normal job work online, TikTok, Facebook.
Yes.
They do skits to make money. If you regulate social media and you stop them from making those skits, you see the criminals they are advertising that they catch. You
be a thief.
In short, like you dare not on light in your house. And like Princess said, it's going to be between the rich and the poor. The problem with the rich and the poor is not that it is somebody that they perceive to be rich, not rich. Because at your dress now, if you dress like this in Nigeria, walking down the street, they say,
he must be fine. Exactly. Let's take him. If not,
but they don't know that you don't have. You're just trying to express yourself. Why somebody like the person Princess was talking about, that have not eaten, that have people in IDP camp thinking of what they're going to do to themselves, who think you are rich. In their eye, you are rich. And this is the mistake people have not actually realized. The people that are supporting this government, propagating all these things on social media, getting paid, forget that they live in the same system. By the time they fill their tank, they drive 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Their friends say, oh, but that guy, they buy full tank. That missing get money somewhere. Look who kidnap her. That is where it's going to now. Nobody will kidnap you that doesn't know you. I'm telling you, go and check anywhere. Nobody kidnaps you that doesn't know you. Even the police officer that on the road know you.
Anywhere.
It's not random. That time when they stop you for one checkpoint, they say, oh, that's fine. You find them 5,000. They say, this person get 5,000 to spare. Next checkpoint, that car they come, see the registration number, I'm gonna carry it. That means that person has known you. And that is the mistake people have not realized. It's getting to that point. Like Lawfare said, what Lawfare said is now repeating itself. Nnamdi Kanu warned people. When he was warning people, they said that guy is a madman. Lawfare came in a gentle way. They said that one is a madman. Some people are coming on this now saying, oh, every time I go is criticizing. But they did not see when you're saying that part of the tax law was good, some parts are bad. They will not see the good side you mentioned. No. But they forget that all this thing you're doing in this UK where you are, I can guarantee you, if you like live up to 100 years, you're taken care of. Them that live in that place, their tomorrow is not guaranteed.
No.
Like sunlight tomorrow is not guaranteed.
No.
Somebody, if you wake up, shoot you, and nothing will happen about it.
And that's it. They will tell you that it is the will of God. Let's just thank God that it's no more than this. See, Baba, thank you very much again.
As a final thought, just a final thought, people should go and look at what happened in America just last week, where a person that was selling one of the biggest insurance company for health insurance, their CEO got killed. He's going to get to that point in Nigeria, where a politician will be walking down the road, and the people he thought are his AD or CEO or whatever behind him, he can go and shoot him. And once he happens back like this, it will not be a case of either a Yoruba politician or Igbo politician or Hausa politician. They will not say this person killed the person. Fight will start. That fight that they don't want to start will now start. They will now come back to the drawing board. The same Afe Babanlaole was part of the people that drafted Nigerian constitution. This decree, whatever the 99 constitution. Go and check. Was part of the people that drafted that constitution. By the time you list all his clients, this guy has been representing all the top government,
including businesses, multinational companies that have flipped Nigeria off. He's been the guy protecting them, collecting his own share.
Go and check all the lawyers in Nigeria. How much is the average lawyer's charge per case? How did this guy acquire all this wealth? These are some of the things people don't ask. And when you start asking those questions, and they say you're trying to put something on somebody,
there is no politician in this UK that give, I haven't read anywhere, as rich as some of them are, that they will say they single-handedly gave a school 10 million pounds from the poorest country, what do you call it? The poverty capital of the world, Nigeria, and one of the poorest states in Nigeria, Ekiti. Somebody there gave 10 million pounds to a school in the UK. That tells you what you need to know.
10 million pounds from the money they got from China oil. That's the shit. That's part of the money they got. I'm not claiming that he did it, but I'm just saying if you can come outside and defend that, and it comes out to be negative, you did not come outside to remove your name from there.
No, they would kidnap me if I keep saying that. Instead of them to come out and tell us how he made that 10 million pounds. They would rather have me kidnapped to teach me a lesson. Let me take another one, Baba. Thank you very much. You have a good evening, all right? And good night, too. Because that's what they do in Nigeria. They say, watch your mouth. You better watch your mouth. We can make you disappear. I say, why? Why do I have to disappear? You and this your mouth. You better watch this your mouth. I say, why? Am I lying? If I am not lying, why should I disappear? It is this your mouth. This your mouth. See, I will speak my mind. This is a public available truth. And guess what? If you feel kind of a slandered or libeled, you should kind of sue me. Don't make me disappear. But before I disappear, I will speak my own truth. Hello.
Mayego Baba, good evening, brother.
Good evening, sir. How are you, Baba?
Fine. This is Mr. Z from Lagos, man. What's going on?
Baba, we are here still pressing on and pressing on until when we can't anymore. Until then, right? We are not giving up. Mr. Z.
Like you never get tired. You never get tired. You're our hope, you're our enjoyment, you're our everything.
Thank you.
You know,
got value.
Yes, you have a lot of value. If we can't, you can't, you know.
Thank you.
I know, we're waiting for your book. You must have, you should have written by at least 2 books by now.
Somebody gave me a book deal 2 years ago. Yes, I just told them that I don't really have anything to say that I have not said on this platform.
No, your story. Your story is plenty. From when you were in politics in your state to where you got to the UK to everything, your story is sweet and it is you get story. Okay, let me just get to the point quickly, Baba. You see, as they arrested Dele Farotimi, I was first of all very upset deep inside my heart, you know, but the outpour from social media and the world has made me a bit happier that at least this man that they thought they would just pick up and do nonsense, he don't shame their whole life.
See?
And from the interviews he's playing, that means what he was saying is what is playing out in real life now. Mayego, Dele Farotimi is the best of Yoruba.
Tell me about
and
it.
We have the worst of Yoruba leading this country.
It's unfortunate, man.
Those are the kind of people that, as they are building Yoruba nation, he should be put inside that table to organize. Those are people that they can't be bribed. Those are people that stand their ethics. I follow him on everywhere. I've been thinking of how to beg him to come and have a drink with me. One day we should have a drink. Let me just gain wisdom from that man.
Sit with this guy, exactly. And you know, one thing that I have been told is that everything you see on your screen about Dele Farotimi when he's talking on TV, on his own channel on YouTube, anywhere you see Dele Farotimi's video, you see that same thing you are seeing, you are watching, is what you are going to get offline too. Is exactly like that.
This book he wrote is evident to that. All the proceeds are going to orphanage homes, homes of the not. He didn't say 20%, 50%.
No.
Everything is going there. And when you see when they went to arrest him, you will see his house. It's not that he's a so wealthy man that he doesn't need the money. But it's those kind of principled people that what I have is enough for me. I'll travel, my family can travel, I can do this is limit. I will not stand on the wrong part of history. That's the best of Yoruba. That's the best of Yoruba. Tinubu is corrupting.
Tinubu and celebrating this persecution. The sewage dwellers, the ass leakers of this druggie, those who wanted us to accept that certificate forgery, drug pushing, treasury looting, they are actually a good character that somebody, the younger generation, can emulate.
Imagine. And what the saddest part of it is he's corrupting a new generation of Yoruba people. A multitude of them don't go to school, don't do this.
Oda.
Tinubu got there, I can get there tomorrow.
Yeah. If Tinubu can become president, I can be too. I don't have to go to any school.
The hunger in Nigeria is unbelievable. It is what Princess was talking about. It is unbelievable. For you to say, I bought fan now, rechargeable battery fans too. You can't continue putting on petrol generator. You can't continue, if NEPA goes, you can't continue that lifestyle you used to live. You can't continue
to go do CNG. So una go do CNG to get electricity now.
CNG, you do CNG, the gas day your back. My picking two of them the back of my car. How would you drive with confidence?
And you can't say that you know where the weather comes hot like anything. You go to park for road now, open your boots. Make it receive cold small. Kind of
That's a cigar from the back of the car, go the fear.
So may your car go do overeating, or if you go do mistakenly do over, or you enter traffic, right? And then you are in that traffic for let's say 2, 3, or 4 hours. Your mind go to say, I hope this thing is not doing
more. This because you could not say a new technology we just come, they never test our well for Nigeria.
the new fear, what have you unraveled,
Unraveled yet.
What kind of life is this?
They are just telling, they're putting us, they don't feel use CNG now, us they give to you.
They are not using, that's the point as well. I mean, if you want everybody to use this thing, right? Okay, you start using it so that people can see through.
Yes, all government can CNG, all everybody. Hey, we're gonna say that you're leading by example.
But no,
there's no way out of this thing. What you've been saying, what Mazi has been saying is the only way out. You must break it up.
We will get there.
You must break it up. See Biafra. See Biafra. Do you know how great Biafra will be? Do you know how great? I was saying that when they were calling 40 states, this. I was looking at, I say, if this country can just, it will, it is a country that's
go and do their own affair. That's what we have never tried. Now.
This is my resource, so that's why I go take Duamo. I'll give the people, federal government 10% of it. No, we argue, we put it into law. Not the one man will sit down, come and own all the oil blocks in my states.
And then
he own all the oil blocks. They loved us.
They loved us. They know what we want. They know what we need. So all of us should
know what we need. They know more than us. What does that man, what did this man, it is something else. What does he want to do with all this money he's still stealing? He wants to put his son as president, governor. Mayego, please don't leave us.
There is no chance. I mean,
don't leave us.
Before they take us out of circulation, right? We will ensure that the generation that needs to know actually knows what is the truth.
At least when we hear from you every evening, when you're not well, when you travel, we still hear that you're not around. You give us hope. Give us hope, man. Please, God bless.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah, something will happen. Dele is good. This Dele is going to cost big gain for them. It's going to cost big gain. See this man don't go shame himself for load it.
You get they think locking him up.
Spoiling all of them.
Do they think that locking him up is probably like going to shut him up? It won't. Rather, it has now snowballed his voice beyond where Dele himself could never imagine when he was out there.
Right? Interviews of Dele coming back.
You get?
Like he's a legend. interviews that now is in prison. Every great leader went to prison.
Again,
every
a lot of people now want to even know more about what he's been doing that triggered these people to do this now. A lot of people now
I've tried to buy that book. I'm looking for the book, Emir.
Robin Haiti. I think I'm going to look for their link. Okay, I'll share it.
I've seen when they posted it on. They are out. Everywhere is out of it.
And now it's already running out of stock everywhere now. It's running out of stock.
And the publisher, the main man is not there to maybe to publish more. I don't know.
No, it will be that for the publisher. It will be for the publisher. I mean, the publishing firm to go ahead and produce money, or they will have to. They would have to. They've sold over 60,000 in 48 hours worldwide.
That's almost more than $500,000 US.
Do you know how much that comes to? On Amazon alone, right? On Amazon alone, they've received over 100,000 orders. And as we speak, right? Yeah, as we speak, the delivery that is on the way to so many people right now, you can only imagine it. We are giving it a week. We'll get the real data on top of the matter.
That's more than $1 million. Oh.
I did tell you, Baba, no joke. Multiply, averagely, we are talking about 15 pounds averagely, because in some places, right, they are buying it for
that means we're going to
$25.
$2 million, almost 3-point-something billion,
and it hasn't started yet. Wait till Monday, right, and Tuesday when he showed up in court, and they deny him bail again and all of that. Wait till next week, and people will see how this is going to turn out and pan out.
Amen.
They have shot themselves in the foot, man. But we'll see how this goes. Dele Farotimi saw this coming. He's not afraid of being locked up. He knew they would try it.
Yes, he has been talking. He's not going anywhere.
You get? I will run away from them.
So I love that man so much. That's the best of you.
Thank you so much.
Those are people you. Oh God, God bless you, my brother. Good night.
You too. Okay, you take it easy, Baba. Nice one. So I have another caller. I believe this is Charm, the second lady this evening. How are you, ma'am?
Good evening, Michael. How are you?
Good evening, ma. I'm very well, trying to survive. And thank you so much for my cup of coffee. I saw you. I saw your hand.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah, God bless that hand, man. Thank you so much.
Amen. Amen.
Please.
Let me correct the previous caller. Dele Farotimi is not just the best of Yoruba. He is the best of human race. He's and I just want to
the tribalized one is the best of human that we can all be proud of. Right.
That we can all be proud of. Right. And I want to say that he's a man amongst men.
That's right.
I listened to Dele Farotimi, and I just marvel at his eloquence. His intelligence, everything about him is just top notch. He's what every parent should aspire that their children, their male child, should be. Right? He's an exemplary human being.
Yes.
Does he have flaws? Absolutely. There's none without flaws.
We all do, man.
But on this particular hill, he has been amazing. And I believe that, like you said, they've not only just shot themselves in the foot, whether they like it or not. Nigerians and the establishment, they are a walking corpse. It will soon be, their time is soon going to be up, whether they like it or not. They're taking their final breath. They just miscalculated with Dele Farotimi. But I guess, part of their ego, they believed in their own lie and their own bullshit that they will be able to get away with whatever, and nothing is going to come out of it. I still feel that one more thing is about to happen in Nigeria before it finally explodes. I think Dele Farotimi,
like a little, a piece here, a piece there, a piece here, a piece there, injustice here, injustice there, and eventually it will implode.
It will implode, and I suspect that they will try their very best to take on a politician. I'm not going to name names, but I feel like that's something that's going to happen down the road. But if it happens, if it doesn't, but I know that we are on our way. Then I wanted to talk about France. I've always said that France is a a G7 country. No. It's a third world country. In fact, not a third world country. It's a poor country masquerading as a G7. That country is not only morally bankrupt, it is poor. It doesn't have any business being a world power, right? And they're out here, with the likes of Thiefnubu and the rest, trying to resuscitate their economy because their economy is, down to zero, basically.
And now they've been battling it for years now.
Yeah, they've been battling it for years, and they haven't been getting it easy, right? And I feel like whatever is going on, because that currently Macron is about to lose his seat.
Almost now,
right?
Exactly. If he makes it to next year, June or July, it's likely not going to make it beyond that. It will be forced to resign.
Exactly.
Yeah, once they lose the majority again never really had the majority anyway in the parliament. So it's just he's living on a borrowed time.
He's living on borrowed time, and I feel like they said that the person that the gods want to make mad. How they say they first of all make mad.
God wants to destroy. First make mad.
They first make mad, and I think that's the case of France, because France has been getting away with some crazy things, especially in Africa. And we have to understand that any economy that requires that another country like Nigeria needs to devalue its currency in order for them to have the kind of economic power that they have. That is a problem. That is a real problem. It robs every nation like Nigeria, right, of their own sovereignty, of their own ability to dictate, their own terms and conditions, their own resources and how they want to manage those resources, sell those resources. There's no reason why, we shouldn't be able to use our own currency. And I'm speaking to the fact that you were talking about them devaluing, going to United Nations and, but based on their requirements and that we devalue our Naira. And I don't know why people don't, again, I know I want to say our politicians, but I also feel like because they have chosen our politicians, right? They dictate to them the terms and conditions. They never really, whether they care that the politicians don't even understand what it is that they're signing up to, right? And then they do these things, and then we require African countries like ours to devalue our currency so that their own currency remains strong. It doesn't make any kind of sense to me, right?
Like we are the ones with the resources, but we're also the ones they give conditions to before they can give us their paper money, printed paper.
Their own paper, exactly, Mayegu. Exactly.
We own the gold, we own all this lithium, we own this uranium, we own all these things that actually runs their economy per se, right? But they give us conditions before they can give us printed papers.
Before they can give us the printed papers, so that their own printed paper will have more, more strength than ours.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any kind of sense. No. And I think, why I really appreciate your show is that, we have this ability to have this conversation so that more people will be aware and know and even understand the unfairness, right, of the world economies, all these world entities towards African countries, And I just really wanted to highlight it there. And then one last thing, just in case any other person wants to call, is that the judiciary, right? I've always said, there was something you said the last time, and it occurred to me that part of the problem, and I think the paramount problem that we have is not even just the politicians, because even if the American or Western entities or the deep state or the establishment or whoever decides to put an asset into power in this country, if we had a judiciary that actually works, a judiciary with the likes of Dele Farotimi in there, right, that will go to their graves and say, what, over my dead body, will I, legalize somebody like Thiefnubu, but we don't have that. So I think part of the biggest problem we have is actually the judiciary, and Dele Farotimi has been spot on, with regards to addressing that and identifying the criminal aspects within the judiciary, and I think that whatever country that arises, whether it's the Ojuduwa nation, Biafra, and all of that, it is very, very
is the foundation. Justice is the foundation of any country. The moment you don't have rule of law or justice system, look at America. There are corrupt people in America. Corrupt.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think there's any country that is as corrupt as America. But no matter how powerfully corrupt you think you are, if they make you face the U.S. Supreme Court, you are finished.
Absolutely. You are finished. And when facing the Supreme Court, it's not going to be under the cover of night.
No.
It's in broad daylight.
Yep.
And everything is, they have the Freedom of Information Act. So even if you think you can hide it, you can't hide it forever. People are going to call, to request for those that information, and they will get it. At the end of the day. So it is very critical that our judiciary, whatever countries that come, I just want to say that the judiciary is taught that, listen, if the lawyer messes up, just like they do in China, off with their head. I'm sorry. Because that starts the domino effect of having corrupt leaders, and we know what happens at the end of the day.
They are not afraid of the judiciary in Nigeria. They believe they can get away with anything. And that is all you need to know about a failed country. That is all you need to know. Once the judiciary is gone, forget it.
And Afe Babanlaole is part of the problem. It looks like he has been
He's been there for 60 years, man. He's been with the system. He's part of those who shaped the judicial system in Nigeria. He is revered. Do you not hear them when they talk about him? A revered
legal luminary. Somebody who has
Mr. Fix-It in the Nigerian judiciary. Mr. Fix-It. And that's what they don't want the world to know. He said that will ruin his reputation.
But unfortunately for them, that cat is out of the bag. Everybody knows, and they're going to know more.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to know more. Thank you, Maegun, for the work that you do.
Thank you so much. Right? Thank you so much for your contribution as always, right? So thank you. And my regards to everyone over there. Okay. So we've had a bit of an extensive evening, like interesting as well, but we would never have enough time to express ourselves because we are always timed. But don't worry. There is always going to be another time, and that you want to say something this evening but do not have that time or that chance does not mean that you won't still have your own shot or your own chance. As this case continues, the update will keep coming up on Maegun's Diary Political, and we are always going to keep the people informed, even if they think locking us up will be enough to shut us up. But they are mistaken, they are wrong. Until we breathe our last, we will never, ever bow to the people who want us to keep quiet just because they do not want us to offend people or because they think they love us and they love our lives. What kind of life is that? That you do not feel free or you do not appear free? What kind of life would you call that? So to those who are holding the torch, to those who are the torch bearers, to those who are the truth bearers and truth sayers, do not be coward. Do not be silenced. Keep it on. Because listen, Bible says, he who try to save his life will lose it. And he who is ready to lose his life will preserve it. So as it should be, speak out when you can. Because you may not have all the time in the world. And tomorrow may be too late as well. Speak out the truth today. Do not side with those who are dwelling in the iniquities of a man, where they want us all to live and die in darkness. Dele Farotimi said, truth died in darkness, and you should be a torchbearer. Speak out, even if you are the only person speaking. Right? Thank you so much, everyone, for your time this evening. I am going to be back again. And until then, right? Keep it safe, keep it simple, and stay safe as well. Good night from here.
Máyégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1. Máyégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1. Máyégún ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí. Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún Diary. àní máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún diary na ibi number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún diary na ibi number one.
Máyégún diary politico.
Máyégún diary na ibi number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ máyégún.
Máyégún diary na ibi number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Máyégún diary na ibi number one.
Àní máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún diary na ibi number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí o ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran.